Oh, hello there. Was I unmuted the whole time? Oh my god. Oopsie daisy. Huh. Oh, I mixed up I need to mix up redeems. Well, good thing I didn't say anything incriminating. All you probably heard me in the background do is get ready and get my food and everything. And do that, and then pop two. God, why are all these games so damn loud? To put this perspective, I'm gonna be quiet for a second. I have on my stream deck this at 26%. Here's what it sounds like at 100. So back down to, oh, okay, down to 22. There you go. Settings. What I should be doing is seeing if I can just have a split second when I mute this to check my own stream. Okay. So if I talk over this, is it too loud? I think I'm good. I think I'm good. Okay. All right. Mute my own stream. And then I think I'll just unmute this. And then this isn't too loud. And this is perfect. Okay. Oops. All right, I think we're ready. All right, so welcome into Tyrion Cuthbert, Attorney of the Arcane. This is our Trial Tuesday game for the foreseeable future. By foreseeable future, I mean probably just this month, but we'll see. Maybe we may go into next month, which is fine. After Ace Attorney, after I finished Ace Attorney 6, I wanted to play something that wasn't in the mainline series because I've been playing 4, 5, and 6 back to back to back. So I want to play this in the meantime, and then after this, and maybe one other non-Ace Attorney game. Oh, I also played All of the Devil last week. That's right. After this and Of the Devil and like one more game, we'll go back to playing Ace Attorney with the Great Ace Attorney Chronicles. But until then, I wanted to see what other people's took, in terms of inspiration. 5 cases, goddamn. Okay, well, and it even tells us. Yes. Also got my food here, some nice yakisoba that I bought from the 7-Eleven. The fields of battle are filled with suffering and despair. On them are a class of souls brought to conflict by the corrupt powers that rule over them. Aha! Yeah, real. Oh, hot. It's hot. Okay. Age 34. Is that me? I was transporting a client in my carriage that evening. We're driving by the McCoy Tavern when we heard a disturbance. I was worried that something was amiss, so I walked into the building to see what the commotion was. There I saw the defendant. She was lit by the blue glow of the dining room lights, and she was stabbing the victim with her magical sword. It's also important I play this because I want to make a detective game that involves magic, and it's good to see another game that uses magic. Because that's my dream, to make a game like that. But because the hardest thing I've thought about though is how do you make a detective game or a mystery game that involves things that are not based necessarily around logic, because magic is not necessarily a logical thing, unless you have hard magic, which makes it basically be a science. You know, the difference between hard magic and soft magic. Like, the series that shall not be named is soft magic. Lord of the Rings is soft magic, you know, but like, I can give an example. Some of the Brandon Sanderson stuff is supposed to be hard magic, you know. We think about like kind of in a sense like a lot of shonen stuff, like for example, maybe a little bit like Hunter x Hunter is more ingrained hard magic, quote unquote. It's kind of a mixture of both, actually, when I think about it. I suppose that you saw her casting magic while doing so? Yes, I would never forget it. Such a grisly sight. I just hit space. Okay. That moment was burned into my memory. I see. Well, it's funny that you say that. How so? Because your entire testimony was a complete lie. Starting off with objections, though? Nice. Oh, age 20. That's the main character. Damn. What? Objection. Are you accusing the witness of perjury? Surely you know that such accusations cannot be made lightly, Mr. Cuthbert. My accusation is far from baseless, Steelwind. Think about the state of the crime scene at the time of the murder. The witness couldn't have seen anything, much less a homicide. On this battlefield, there are still few people who carry the ideals of justice within their hearts. We have to wonder sometimes, are these ideals truly just? Or are they simply lies fed to us by our elders? Damn it. Damn it. Flintheart, you fool. Why couldn't you have just listened to me? Rudolph, I require your assistance. Yes, sir? By the scale, Lord, what did you killed him. Alert the town guard. Tell them that you saw his daughter fleeing the scene. I'm sure the neighbors heard them arguing with each other. They immediately suspect her. This seems like a dude who'd be voiced by Jonah. Oh, this guy. At once, sir. Episode 1. The Cold-Hearted Aristocrat. Earlier that day. Holy shit, we're going backwards and then backwards even more. Ugh. You feel yourself slowly succumbing to unbearable pain. I don't think you'll be able to survive this much longer. Oh, wait, hold on. Let me do this like Ace Attorney. I'm not reading out. I only read out dialogue so I can keep my voice from being destroyed. Are you sure you're okay, Cuthbert? I am. Yeah. I'm okay, cool. Look, you're about to pass out. Don't worry about me, Miss Timora. I'm fine. Whew. I'm perfectly fine. If you say so. One second thought. That's better. Sorry about this. I didn't expect the roads in this town to be this uneven. I suppose they don't get a lot of traffic here. Enter. She's old enough to be my damn mom. A 20 and 46. Hello, travelers. Welcome to Cornhaven. Oh, you can't see his eyes. He looks like a... Well, I can't say that. Ooh. Someone I know, someone who I watch says, I shan't say. Would a pair of dignified individuals as yourselves care for a refreshing drink? They're gonna charge me a lot for stuff. Well, I don't need a drink, but... Ah, of course. I have just the thing for an upset stomach. Yep. Yep. Trying to get more money out of me. Ah. Eye of Horus, huh? So I guess that's our magical doodad? 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 How about 2 flasks of apple juice for 50 silver pieces? 50 SP? You may find the price daunting, but this is organic and fresh made apple juice. So this is me getting evidence for the first time? I will say, I'm not a big fan of the AI. Not AI, UI. But at the same time, I'm like, it serves its purpose. It's a little too function over form, I guess. Let's see. Tyrion make mental notes of notable clues he sees in the world. Those notes are instrumental in solving mysteries and progressing through the game. You can check those notes at any time by opening the toolbar at the top left of the screen. Okay, so like... Well, if you have no arcane art... No. Don't power off. Settings. Okay, save. Text log. Oh, that goes back a lot. Holy shit. It was a breath of fresh air from Nausea yesterday when I got like 5 lines of backwards text instead of this, which gives me, I don't know, like 20 to 30. Okay. Here's my mind palace. You started an argument with another character. During an argument, your opponent will make claims that you need to respond to. Responding correctly will lower your opponent's confidence. Responding incorrectly will lower your confidence. And once you run out of confidence, you will lose the argument. I think you need to elaborate. You said that this apple juice is organic, but where is it made? It's produced by the hardworking people of this town, of course. In a small town like ours, we only deal with locally sourced products. Okay. You say that, but I can see an empty bottle of store-bought juice inside your shop. Why would you have something like that if you only deal with organic products? Oh, how did that get there? Oh, silly me! Make no mistake. I only have that because I wanted to see how my products compare to that of the city. And let me tell you, that mass-produced shop doesn't even compare to my product. Honestly, I'm offering you a very good deal. Okay. Interpreting during arguments. For certain claims, you need to look at your opponent's thoughts and emotions. Interesting. Okay. Choose the correct response depending on the information seen. Logic. Choose this option if your opponent's thought contradicts something in your notes. Intuition. Choose this option if your opponent's thought contradicts their claim. Okay. Oh, this is gonna fuck me up at some point. Empathy. Choose this option if your opponent's emotions contradict their claim. So empathy is the easiest, because I'll decide that to emotions. Intuition and logical, I'm gonna remember. Why didn't they capitalize thought in the second in the first sentence? Keep it consistent. Can't do something that notes. So logic is you're fucking with something that I have. Intuition is you're fucking with something that you said, and empathy is you're thinking something, you're feeling something that's different than what you said. Okay. Just remember that logic is the one that qualifies evidence. So, evidence. Okay, so intuition. Because this is thoughts. Your thoughts is the yellow. Okay. So it's obvious those flasks are only worth 5 SP. Well, how did you... Well, it's clear you're a very shrewd man. Right. Okay. So basically, if there's a thought and if there's a claim, put those two together. If there's a thought, if there's a claim and there's evidence, that's logic. And if there's a feeling and there's a claim, that's empathy. Whew. How about 20 SP for 3 flasks? Of course, sir. So I still got lost money. Okay, well that dragon is sticks out a little bit. Wyvern. Gee, I wonder why. It's called a Wyvern. Oh wow, a place where the rich get richer and the poor get poorer. No, great. I know he has such an eye for rural economics. Well, I suppose let's have a good intuition for this sort of thing. Or did you use another kind of eye? Don't get me wrong, your so-called Eye of Horus is an amazing gift. We should take every opportunity to hone it, but try to be more subtle next time. If I can see through you, others will be able to as well. Right. Anyways, I did some asking around while you were haggling. Supposedly the McCoy Tavern should be north of here. Put it on the map. If my tip was correct, this should be the place. Wait, this is the McCoy Tavern? It looks just like the same. The tavern has been shut down for years. Nowadays, Flintheart just uses it to host his rallies. Although, I do wonder how they keep keeping themselves afloat for this long. Hey, you lot, the McCoy Tavern is closed. Take it that you're Flintheart, McCoy? I am, what of it? Hey, it's the victim! But he's alive! For now. I always eat during stream. That's about fun time to eat before stream. Or after. Gets in the way of my talking. Sorry for not writing ahead of time. But I'm Ruby Timora. I wanted to speak with you. Ruby Timora? Wait, the Ruby Timora? Why didn't you say so? Come on in. Interesting things, interesting paintings, it looks like. Sorry about the mess. We haven't exactly been... Wow. Anyways, what brings you here? I take it you didn't journey all this way to see my record tavern. I'm here on behalf of a client. You have a proposition that you might be interested in. Is there anywhere where we can talk more privately? Sure, the kitchen is empty. Wonderful. Tyrion, stay here while I speak with McCoy. What? Don't you need my help? There's no need for that. Thanks. Ooh, God, look at that look. I wish she'd look at me that way. Looks like they're going to be a while. I have a chest set out? That's neat. Checkmate. I played 10 games already and I've won 7 out of 10 times as well as black. How do you play against yourself? Hello? Statistically, white is more likely to win. So why am I performing so much better when playing as black? Hello? Am I becoming overconfident as a white because it has a first move advantage? Perhaps a advantage is affecting my choices and making me play in a suboptimal manner. A personal quirk is making me play illogically and I need to correct it. Hey. Ah, what? How long have you been standing there? It's about time you noticed me. I've been trying to get your attention for a while now. Oh, sorry. Do you know where my dad is? Your dad? Benhart McCoy. I'm his daughter, Celeste. Mercenary? Oh, Flintheart is speaking with my mentor right now. I wanted to show him something. Do you know when they'll be done? Wait, is that actually your mom? I don't know. They've been speaking in the kitchen for a while now. This is chess, right? Are you playing against someone? Oh, I'm playing against myself, actually. Oh, that's... lonely? Sad? Upsetting? Disgusting, even? Playing alone helps me develop new strategies. Plenty of professionals do it. Hey, I'm not the type to shame a man for playing with himself. Alright, this game's got some cheek. Alrighty. That's... Relax, I'm just joking. Anyways, if you're still waiting for your mentor, do you want to play a game? Oh, you know how to play? Sure, I've read about this before. This table is so dusty. How do I arrange these things again? Yeah, I'll arrange them for you. Thanks. Checkmate. 2 moves? You can't defeat someone in 2 moves? What the fuck? You can't do that. Alright. If you each get 2 moves, the old bishop, she moves the pawn, you put the bishop like in a way so that it hits the king before you can do anything, then yeah, I guess you could checkmate someone in 2 moves. Yeah, assuming you moved and they moved. If you moved twice and they moved twice. I guess. Wait, what already? How did you do that? Yeah, okay, it is the bishop thing. Rematch me. I want a do-over. Sure, why not? The mate is called Fool's Mate, which is why he didn't tell her the name. Oh! Oh, okay. Hold on, let me look that up. Also, welcome on in. Ghost of Crystal? Is that his name? Fool's Mate. Is it the... Oh, it's using the queen. Okay. Wait, that says 4 moves. Hold up. One, two. Okay, yeah, this is it is a diagonal hit though. Yeah, okay. I thought I've done it with I think I've done it with a bishop though before. Maybe it wasn't 2 moves though. Maybe it was a couple more than that. That was a long time ago though. I tried playing chess again recently in VR chat like a couple days ago, and we didn't even finish our match because it was taking too long, and we were only doing it to pass the time. Here. Checkmate. A scholar's mate. Well, I already have Google open right here. It's a little joke that only chess fans would get. I didn't get it until someone explained it on Discord. Yeah, I don't know the names. I've been playing chess for a while, or at least I've known how to play chess and played chess for a while, but like I've never... The only moves I know are like, what's it called? En passant and castling. I wonder if castling is called different if you do it on the queen side. Let's say by following moves. Okay, I see. All right, so that's a thing too. Neat. What? Come on, why do you keep doing that? Again, I'll definitely beat you this time. Watch her win this time. Checkmate. Oh. How you always one step ahead of me? It's like you're reading my mind. Just one more game. I'll get you this time. Hello, Cuthbert. I like the music in this game. Hi, Dad. Oh, hello, sweetie. What's this? Some kind of game? Don't feel too bad about losing to him. He's nationally ranked. Oh, you're a professional. Is that why you're wearing a suit? No, chess is just a hobby. I'm actually a defense attorney. An attorney? Speaking of which, we should probably be on our way. Sorry for refusing after you came all this way. I really respect what you're doing, but I don't want anything to do with your mage friends. Oh, she's sad. I can tell because that looks like a sad thing. Also, it's blue, and blue is associated with the color of sad. Anyways, it is getting late. If you leave now, you won't get back to the city until morning. She's right. This region is littered with bandits and brigands. Brigands? You wouldn't want to run into them this late. Guess you have a point. You have plenty of empty rooms so you can stay until morning. It's the least I can do after you came all this way. Well, it's not too much trouble. We might as well stay here until tomorrow. Maybe I can change your mind. Tavern is shut down, but we still have some sheets and blankets. I'll go get the rooms ready. So, I take it that negotiations didn't go well. What's that line from Star Wars? The negotiations were short. Except they weren't short, I guess, in this case. They took a long time for it to be, even if they were short, setting it all up. what, 10 games of chess with himself, and then 3 games or 4 games of chess with Celeste? No, I didn't expect him to be so stubborn. Honestly, I have no idea what that man has against mages. Well, there is one way to find out. Why are you being so secretive? If your business with Flintheart is related to our clients, I can help. It wasn't important, and your presence was not necessary. Damn. Oh, her mind's like a steel trap. Sorry to interrupt, but your rooms are ready now. Right. Thank you. I need to get back to Obsidian. I'm sorry, Obsidian. Not Obsidian. Fuck. I would say Obsidian. Oblivion. I think the last time I stopped was when I got to the first city in Oblivion, and I found a place to sleep, and then I slept there, and I haven't started since. Whoopsie daisy. You were playing chess with Flintheart's daughter earlier. Was she any good? Not at first, but she got a lot better as we kept playing. I'm sorry for leaving you there so long. I didn't expect our discussion to last that long. No, it's fine. Despite everything, I enjoy playing against her. I see. Well, I suppose you are at that age. No. It's not like that. It's just that outside of tournaments, I never really get to play against another player. And you only ever want to play shogi against me. Oh, they have shogi in this world? What is this world? Shogi and chess? What is this, Japan? Because shogi is clearly superior. It's complete anarchy is what it is. Don't think about it too much, Silk Rider clearly didn't. I mean, this is also being influenced by Eat Your Hamburgers, Apollo. Ace Attorney. Which is both America and Japan at the same time, but so we'll give them a pass for where they got the inspiration from. You just bring fallen pieces back to life like some kind of necromancer. It adds depth. Dropping adds a dimension of play that isn't present in chess. I'm sorry if it looks like I don't trust you. I know you're just trying to help. But there are some things about my work that I can't tell you about yet. Oh, she's gonna die, ain't she? But one day I'll tell you everything. She's the Mia Fey of the group. She ain't no way she ain't gonna die. Right, I'm sorry for prying. I just want to show you I'm ready to be an attorney. You are. I know you are. Anyways, get some rest. You should mentally prepare yourself for the journey tomorrow. Right. And assuming something bad gonna happen. What the fuck? Did someone put me on the fucking Tsukuyomi? Like, what the fuck? Okay. What? Presents. Finally found. I finally found you, Heaven's Born. Have you hit the critically acclaimed MMO FF14, which goes up to includes expansion Heaven's Born? Okay. Oh, I hit the right click and that made the text go away. I was like, what happened? Something's supposed to happen? Calm down. It was just a dream. Please, just let me explain. I want to hear it. I want you out of my house. Out. What was that all about? Damn it. Sorry, I just heard. Right, I forgot you two were. Tyrion has to see the hot girl again. Yeah, he has to. He's only been playing chess with people. He has no other friends. All he has is his mom/mentor to go around with. I mean, I don't know. Mentor at the very least. Yeah. Is everything okay? Sadness and surprise or fear? Sorry, I'm just going to. Celeste, are you still here? Celeste? Celeste, where are you? Hit game Celeste. Hit platforming 2D platforming game Celeste, where are you? Steam? Epic Game Store? Perhaps even on Xbox or PlayStation or Switch? Are you perhaps on a Ouya? They hit console Ouya? Okay. Ugh. Oh, you're that kid from before. Do you have any idea what time it is? This isn't the city. You can't just make a bunch of noise like this. Right, sorry. I was just looking for Celeste. Who? Celeste McCoy. She's Finhart's daughter. Do you know them? What do you want with that bastard? What? Those two probably woke up half the street with all their yelling. I don't need you keeping us up too. Hey, any more noise, I'm gonna call the town guard. Interesting. I can't believe I said those things to her. And you're never gonna have a chance to apologize, I guess. She'll never forgive me for this. I see your temper is as short as ever, Flintheart. You. Honestly, how do you live in this darkness? Luxo. What are you doing here? What are you doing here? And how dare you bring that witchcraft into my home? You've been busy lately. Your little rallies have gained quite a lot of support. Too much support for my family's liking. And what? You came all this way to convince me to stop? You have my word. If you stop spreading dissidence, no harm will come to you or your family. Ha! Your word is as good as the dirt you lick off of King Oliver's boots. As if I'd ever trust the words of a murderer like you. Flintheart, please. As someone you once called friend, I'm only gonna ask you one time. Friend? Friend? I'll be dead in the ground before I ever call the likes of you a friend. Get out of my house. Well, that's a nice one right there. I don't have time for your nonsense. All right. Unfortunately, I don't think you'll have much time for anything. Gah! Damn it. Damn it. Flintheart, you fool. Why couldn't you have just listened to me? Oh, I see. He was stabbed in the... Okay. Rudolph, I require your assistance. Yes, sir. By the scale, Lord, what did you killed him. Alert the town guard, tell them when you saw his daughter. Okay, we saw this before. Okay. At once, sir. What am I going to do now? Oh. I've been looking all over for you. Oh, sorry. I'm guessing we woke you up. Yeah, you woke the whole damn village up. Is everything okay? It's nothing. It was just an argument. Sadness? What is this? Is this fear or surprise? Or shock? I can't tell. It looks like it looks like it could be fear. It looks like it could be shock. I've been looking for me all this time. I have. Thank you. But I'm okay now. You should head back. What about you? I think I'm going to stay out a little longer. I'm sure whatever happened between you two is nothing you can't talk about. It doesn't happen a lot, but sometimes Miss Tamora and I get into fights too. But no matter what happens, we were always able to talk through it. Sorry, I know it's none of my business, but No, I really appreciate it. Thank you. Oh, she's happy. You're right. Let's go back. So basically, when you think about it, we're kind of like Athena Sykes. But like, you know, more of a genius. What? Is that the Inquisition? But nobody was expecting them. What? The Arcane Inquisition. They're an order of knights that investigates crimes committed using magic. What? No. No! There she is. Suspect caught by the authority of Wyvern Guard. I'm placing you under arrest. What are you doing to her? I never heard of this game, but I love Ace Attorney. Yeah, this is I discovered this game when I was looking for games to play after I beat A4 through 6. And I was like, I want another Ace Attorney game. And I heard that this game is not only good in terms of being Ace Attorney game, but also good in terms of its characters and relationships. So I was like, oh, okay, cool, all right. Also, yeah, because I tried another Ace Attorney game earlier this year, late last year, a demo of it, and it was not good. It was not good. But this, I heard, is definitely one that's it's a good passing of the torch, I'll say, or a good homage, takes the right amount of inspiration. Also deals with magic. Also, welcome on in, it's Akali. What are you doing to her? What is going on here? Tyrion. Miss Tamora. I should have known that he was one of yours. Just stay out of our way. Miss Tamora, what's going on? Why is the Inquisition here? I'm surprised myself. But from what I understand, Flint McCoy has been murdered. Murdered? Yes, we are saving progress. Okay. Could she be a mage? This is ridiculous. She has a right to speak to an attorney. Yeah, well, we can't let you see her until she's been processed. Her trial is an hour. How has she not been processed yet? I don't know what to tell you, kid. I wish I could help. So you're really planning on defending her? Do you know if she can afford a lawyer? I just can't stand here and do nothing. Also, we're a fucking witness. Like, well, to be fair, we didn't see her for a while, but we were looking for her. So we have a little bit of a way to give us somewhat of an alibi. But then again, lawyers can't be witnesses to cases. Well, they have been an Ace Attorney, kind of. It's complicated. You saw them, didn't you? There's no way she would murder her father like that. I know that look. I was saving this for a special occasion, but... Woohoo! It's my... Ooh, it's like that was attorney's badge, but it's not. A magical runestone that allows you to take pictures of crime scenes and writes notes telepathically. Every attorney has one. It's like a badge for them. She could have, in theory, gone to the tavern and left again in the 3 hours Tyrion was outside. Yeah, see, yeah, that's the thing. I'm like, she kind of has a little bit of an alibi, but not complete alibi. We found her eventually, right? But yeah, she doesn't have that much of an alibi. Reminds me of Mitchell versus Ace Attorney. I have to check this game out when I have more free time. It's actually one of the few games I have that I have not played. I have on the 3DS. I've just been waiting to beat the more recent. I just started playing Professor Layton and the... what's it called? The Miracle Mask? What is it called? The Miracle Mask. The one with the mask. I just started playing that again because I never beat it. And I didn't get that far, so I restarted it. So after I beat that, I think I'm going to go back from that to... what's it called? The Professor Layton and X Phoenix fight. It's one of the better Ace Attorney games. That's what I've heard. I've heard the Ace Attorney part is good, and I heard the Professor Layton part is okay. This is an attorney's runestone? If you're going to defend her, you're going to need one. Oh, so it is like an attorney's badge. Ah, a badge of honor for attorneys. Look at that. Don't cry, Cuthbert. Sorry. Anyways, keep one thing in mind. If you try to defend her, the Inquisition isn't going to fight you fairly. Our court system only exists to create the illusion of justice. Nope, not gonna make a comment on that. Nope, not gonna do that. They hate people like us and do everything in their power to sabotage you. Game literally spelling it out in case you didn't pick up on the reference. I'm too smart for that, I see. So do I have to present? What's with all this noise? You're that knight from the tavern. That's Commander Orm right to you, kid. Occupation, knight. Oh, his hair is... Oh, I have a feeling Tamora will be sniffing around this case. Got that Phoenix right here. But I didn't expect her to send a kid to do her dirty work. Commander, he says he wants to talk to the mage. And she's got a right to an attorney, doesn't she? Well, she hasn't been processed. The hell kind of bullshit are you trying to pull? Let him through, you idiot. Yes, sir. Interesting. Alright, so this knight's not completely bad. Seems like he has a good sense of the law. Ooh, none of these prisoners are happy. Wow. Shocker. Oh god, you really are Athena Sykes. Ugh. But without the giving people therapy, I'm guessing. Like, what's it called? Analytical psychology, whatever we called it. Oh, it's you. Well, I'm gonna mute myself for a second while I open up a cold one. And by cold one, I mean a probiotic soda. What are you doing here? I don't hate Sykes. Oh, I don't hate Sykes. It's just the fact that she's Well, I'll say it this way. I'm happy that this game lets me play more of Sykes instead of whatever 6 was, where they kind of like threw her to the coop. And 5 was her game, but then it kind of also was Apollo's game. Actually don't mind Sykes, and I do hope that AA7 has, if there ever makes made, I hope that she gets more stuff. Edgeworth Apollo game, yeah, I actually did like it though, and I understand now after beating 6 why 4, 5, and 6 are called the Apollo trilogy. I'm so sorry. I just don't understand. I don't understand any of this. Well, your father's dead. Why would someone do this? Okay, so anger and sadness, but not fear. Okay, so this proves to me that this emotion is not fear. No, it proves to me that it is fear. Because if it was shock, it would be going off right now. Because you'd be shocked about your father's death. So this emotion must be fear. So happiness, sadness, anger, and fear. And why are they blaming me for it? I'm not sure about the details. But it's clear there are elements of magic involved in what happens. Since they arrested you based on that evidence, I can only conclude one thing. Celeste, you're a mage, aren't you? Is it? God, this fucking emotion's gonna... I need to determine what this is, like, immediately. Okay. Yes, I am. Do you have noble blood? Of course not. Why would you say that? Sorry, but the ability to use magic is hereditary. Most mages tend to have some kind of noble blood. I honestly don't like thinking about that. I'm the daughter of Jolene and Flintheart McCoy. That's all you need to know about myself. I've been around the block enough to know that there's a high possibility of a chance that you're somebody else's kid. Anyways, you're probably arrested because you're a mage. What? The crime was committed using magic, and you were the only mage around at the time. Is that seriously the only reason? Yes? I only know how to cast one spell. The Arcane Inquisition doesn't care about the truth, they only care about closing their cases. Celeste, your case is being pushed to trial. You're going to be brought before a judge within the hour. What? No one told me anything. If you'll have me, I'd like to be your defense counsel for the trial. Right, I forgot that you were an attorney. Would you really do that for me? After everything I've seen them do, I can't just stand by and do nothing. Also, you kind of gave us room and board, so... But they're part of a kingdom. Do we even have a chance? Celeste, man, king or god, I won't let them do anything to you. What? Sorry, it's just something I have a habit of saying. Oh, no, don't apologize. I really appreciate you doing this. No, you have to do this. Okay, so let's go back to the crime scene. What? We can't even look at the oh boy. A courtroom. I'm in a real courtroom. Okay, so for people who have come in here late, trial time. Yeah. For people who come in here late, the beginning of this game, way when I first started this first case, they show the courtroom being something from the courtroom and us accusing, we're gonna see him yet, the guy who was the guy who was the servant of the guy who killed the victim, the servant of the murderer, on the stand, and us accusing them of lying. So we know at some point in this trial, we're going to get to that point. But after that, I don't know what's going to happen. Actually, I don't know what's going to happen before then, too. But we know one part of this trial already. Which is interesting, because in Ace Attorney, they never show you the trial before it happens. But in this game, they pulled a flipping... They put the balls on the table, and they're like, nah, we're gonna show you a little bit of the trial, and then they rewinded to the beginning of the game. Usually they show you the murder first, but they're like the trial, then the murder, then the beginning part, and then they work their way back to the murder and then mount to the trial. Oh yeah, Steel Wind. Oh, we have a judge too. Nice. Court is now in session for the trial of Celeste McCoy. The prosecution is ready, Your Honor. Oh, the defense is also ready, Your Honor. To be back at the beginning of an Ace Attorney-like game. Being a fresh green rookie who's about to trounce all opposition of prosecutorial legalese. He doesn't necessarily sound very ready. Oh, just you wait. I'll be like the star fucking attorney by the end of this case. Regardless, let's begin the proceedings. Prosecutor Steelwind, please list the charges. Oh, that's magic. I was like, is that tech? Alright. The defendant is Celeste McCoy, a mercenary for hire and a registered mage. Wait, did you just say mercenary? Yeah, I had to take a job after my family's tavern was shut down. Oh, right. I thought we already knew this, though. Because it was introduced, it said mercenary. Looks like a hologram to me. Yeah, it does look like a hologram to me, which is cool. Looks like they're really going for the hard magic kind of system. She's charged with second-degree murder and negligent misuse of the arcane arts. I see, so there was magic involved. Yes, the crime occurred within the McCoy Tavern, a local inn that was shut down years ago. Locals reported hearing a loud commotion coming from within the building. Hours later, a carriage driver that was nearby checked the disturbance. The carriage driver is the guy who we saw at the beginning of the game. It was then he found the victim, the defendant's sword, still impaling his dead body. The Inquisition has provided an autopsy report and a record of the sword. Are we going to update this autopsy report? Died after being stabbed from behind with a magical blade. A fatal wound shows heavy traces of transmutation magic. Okay. Alright. Alleged meta weapon is an ornately designed sword, but it has no magical properties. What was the defendant's relationship with the victim? I see that they share the same last name. The defendant is the victim's daughter, but not by blood. She was adopted into the family when she was an infant. There we go. Her birth parents are currently unknown. Look at that. We already solved that idea. I see. What an unfortunate turn of events. To begin, the prosecution would like to call Commander Orm right to the stand. So this guy, I guess, is I won't call him our Gumshoe, because he looks like he's too short to be Gumshoe. He's like our Detective Bad of the game. From like the Edgeworth case, the Edgeworth spinoffs. Witness, please state your name and occupation for the court. Name's Orm Wright. I'm commander of the Arcane Inquisition. Orm, could you please testify about the details of the Inquisition's investigation? Yeah. In other words, he's a good guy. We got a call late at night. Someone discovered a body inside the McCoy Tavern. When we arrived at the scene, we found Flintholm McCoy down on the floor. The defendant's sword was still inside of him. We have several witnesses who heard the victim and defendant in a loud argument before the body was discovered. The argument must have turned ugly because the defendant killed the victim using her magic sword. Okay. Mr. Cuthbert, you may begin your cross-examination. I guess now you had to, well, I guess honestly, we should learn how to do it too. Mr. Cuthbert? Hey, what are you doing? This is the part where you say something, right? I'm sorry, I don't... Calm down. Calm down. What a disappointment. I was hoping to fight against the infamous Ruby Timora today, but it's clear you can't even hold a candle to her. Your Honor, it's clear the defense has nothing to say against the prosecution's overwhelming evidence. Yep, this case is pretty open and shut. No, wait. I'm sorry, Tyrion. I couldn't acquit Frey. She was found guilty. What? But that means... Are they going to execute her? Oh, age 10. Oh, so now they don't tell us, but we know from this that this was 10 years ago. Also, are they going to execute her? If you ever seen the... Sorry for a second. If you ever seen the Aquaman movie with Jason Momoa, the scene when him and his guard are practicing and talking about how his mother supposedly died, and he's like, and the younger actor version of Aquaman just goes, "You mean they executed her?" Me and my friends watched that in theaters and lost our shit because that was not a good read. But so now when I see this, I'm just reminded of that. Sidebar, but still funny. That movie was fun. Oh, thank you for the follow, Isakali. Make yourself comfortable as we help out this young lady. Hopefully, can get off of, not being, charged. That's what I'm looking for. Not to be found guilty, we'll say, of killing her father. You need to calm down. Calm down. I'm sorry. I didn't mean for this to stop. Just listen to me. You know what to do, right? Just do it the same way you play chess. What? I don't know. You were just so calm and focused when you were playing before. When we were playing before, no matter how close I got to beating you, you always knew how to stay calm and win. So just channel that feeling and look at the pieces. Think of everything as chess. Your opponent is the enemy team. You have your pieces, they have their pieces. It's time to restart out a checkmate. My apologies for the delay, Your Honor. The defense is ready to begin cross-examining the witness. Very well. There we go. All right. Okay. Our first cross-examination. All right, you're cross-examining a witness. Carefully examine each statement they made and identify the statement that contradicts a clue, spell, or profile in your notes. Well, okay, so we got 3 different types of ones. Once you identify the false statement, click present and present the contradicting evidence to move forward. So we're not doing any pressing at the... Oh, it is pressing. Okay. Press. Oh. Let me check the link for a second. Oh, alright, fine. What time did you get this call and who discovered the body? The call came in at 1:25 a.m. As for the witness who discovered it, he wanted to remain incognito. What happened when you arrived, Commander? Alright, so I know what to present, but we're gonna press everything first because I want to see if we get more information out anyway. How do you know the sword was my client's? Her sword is made out of some special alloy. I think it was forged out of the country or something. It'd be hard to mistake something like that. We also have several eyewitnesses who verified the sword belonged to the defendant. She made no effort to hide it from the public. Quite the contrary, she was quite proud to show it off. But even if the sword belongs to my client, that doesn't necessarily mean that she was the one who stabbed him. Yeah, well. Okay. How did they know it was my client and the victim were arguing? You were there, weren't you? You had heard. Yep, and seen them making me a witness now too. You'd had to have heard them too. Every witness we talked to knew it was them. Well, Your Honor, it's clear that the defense is playing devil's advocate. Even he should have recognized their voices. He has a stern look right there. Okay. This is what we're going to present on. That's conjecture. Weren't there plenty of people around who could have committed the crime? That tavern had been closed for years. The defendant, the victim, and Ruby Tamura were the only ones there before the body was discovered. Plus, the murder weapon definitely belonged to her. Yep, it's something off what he just said. Okay, got that.
Objection!
Alright. You said the sword was magical. But it's not. You testified the victim was killed using the defendant's magical sword. Am I correct? Yeah, it's pretty obvious when you look at the crime scene. I think I'd actually have to disagree with you on that. The defendant's sword couldn't have possibly been the murder weapon. What are you talking about, kid? The sword was inside his body. Of course that's what killed him. That may be the case, but take a look at the autopsy report. It states that the fatal round had heavy traces of magic. So how would a non-magical sword leave traces of magic on the body? What? To leave a trace like that, the wound would have to have been created with something magical. A client's sword may look fancy and expensive, but it's entirely mundane. That doesn't make a lick of sense. If the sword didn't kill him, then why was it in the body? Yes, I find it quite strange as well. Well, there's only one reasonable explanation, Your Honor. The wound was created magically, and someone shoved the sword into the wound afterward. The hell are you talking about? The defendant is a damned mage. She could have easily killed the victim using magic. Nuh-uh. That may be, Commander. But why would she kill the victim using magic and then stab him with her sword? She would just be incriminating herself. No, if anything, this series of events proves one thing, that she was framed! Someone used magic to kill the victim, and then they pushed my client's sword into the wound to frame her.
Objection!
Don't get ahead of yourself. What? Your Honor, the defense is trying to spin the facts in his favor. Yes! I'm not trying to I'm not saying the facts are wrong, I'm just trying to prove the facts could be interpreted a different way. That's what I'm supposed to do. It claims that a third party committed the crime and used the sword to frame the defendant. Yes, I am doing that too. But wouldn't the simpler explanation be this? Magic was being channeled through the sword at the time of death. That is what left the magical trace on the body. Commander, please tell the defense how the murder was committed using magic. What? Alright. I think I see where you're going with this. Why did I say like I'm a Matthew McConaughey? Okay, so it's true that the sword itself isn't magical, but magic can still be channeled through it. The defendant over there, her spell compendium has a spell called Mage Blade. She must have used it on her sword before stabbing the victim. That spell is the reason why there are traces of transmutation magic on the wound. Okay, a spell compendium is a magical device that lists every spell a mage can cast. Oh, that's a good idea. Oh, why didn't I think of that? For people coming in late, I have been wanting to make a. This is not a surprise to other people, especially on my friends. I've been wanting to make a detective mystery game that uses magic as a base, which is also one of the reasons why I played this game, to see how it works. If a successful game manages to put together magic and logic in a way that works. And that is a smart idea of having a compendium, but I'm not going to use it because that's one of my few regrets of playing this game, is that I can't use anything that I learned from this game. Anything like mechanical wise, I can't use from this game because I do not care for stealing from other people's works. Celeste, you have your spell compendium with you. No, I left it at the tavern after. Well, you know. Pressing statements. During cross-examinations, you can press statements to acquire more information. Sometimes pressing the right statement can make the witness and statement to their testimony. Are you saying that my client used a spell and channeled it through her sword? There are vast numbers of spells that operate like that. Spells from the school of transmutation are almost always channeled through an object. Mage Blade. Why did I say it like that? Mage Blade. It's a transmutation spell that sharpens my sword. I usually use it when I need to cut through an enemy's plate armor. But anyways, wouldn't it be excessive for the defendant to use a spell like that on the victim? He wasn't wearing any kind of armor at the time of death. The victim and the defendant were in an intense argument. Perhaps she used the spell in a fit of rage. It was a crime of passion after all. Oh, she's younger than both me and Celeste. She's 18. But why would she go to the trouble of doing that? Her sword alone would have been enough to commit the murder. Mages are always looking for an excuse to throw their power around. There's no rhyme or reason to it. Isn't that just your own personal bias, Commander? We don't need to understand why the defendant did what she did. The fact that the matter is that magic was present at the crime. Do you have any evidence of the contrary? Okay. If she used a spell like that, wouldn't that have created traces of magic on the ground? How so? Well, let's say we follow the prosecution's theory. That would mean the victim fell to the ground with the sword still inside him. At this point, Mage Blade would still be active, right? It would definitely leave a magical trace on the ground after making physical contact with it. We're already way ahead of you. We had our people scan the crime scene, and we found traces of transmutation magic right under the body, just like you said. Oh, if you still don't believe me, I have a picture of the crime scene right here. Oh, why was this picture not brought to my attention? There was no need. The entire case is open and shut. Maybe he isn't that much of a nice guy. Interesting. So this is a good point to right click. What's going on here? So I'm assuming this is like the emblem and like the near the hilt of the sword. This is the sword this way. We know for a fact that, man, how did he do it? Because he stabbed the guy from, we saw him kill the guy from behind, and the guy landed and he put a sword through him after the fact. Interesting. Interesting. It's also over here, but it's not on the body itself. Oh, she realizes something. You see right in the photo, she killed him with a stab from the front. Wait, hold on for a second. Is a stab from the back. We know it's a stab from the back. But how do we know from this picture that's a stab from the back? We don't see... Oh, I bet you that's not blood right here, by the way. I bet you that's this. The handle of the sword is next to his hand. Oh, fuck. Oh. Oh, thank you. Oh. Which means that you can't, obviously it's, no, I'm not gonna make that. This is a really fucked up comparison. But it's like you can't stab the blade. Obviously, if the handle was over here, it would make sense because it means stab this way. But since the sword's facing this way, that means it looks like the sword's taken from the front. Okay. Thank you.
Objection!
Your Honor. What? What? It's clear that your witness's testimony is contradictory, and this piece of evidence proves it. If I say that proves anything, Mr. Cuthbert, I guess you're right. What? The photo agrees with the statement. Oh, wait, I thought we... Oh, because we knew that he was stabbed from the back. Hold on, look at that. Fuck. Yeah. Wasn't there something that said we don't know have evidence that shows that? There we go. You don't get penalized for presenting wrong evidence in cross-examinations. Oh, that's nice. I guess it's only for like the logic battles. Just press back on. Just press back on 5. Parameters of Mage Blade. Mage Blade. So before stabbing the victim. Wait, hold on. Wrong thing. I knew it had something that said he was stabbed from the back. Objection! There we go. I'm sorry, Commander White, but it seems that you professed another glaring contradiction. Oh yeah, and what's that? She wasn't reacting. She was reacting to the photo, the prosecutor, but she wasn't reacting to the because of his statement. She was reacting because of the autopsy report. You said that my client stabbed the victim from the front. Am I correct? Yeah, you can see it plain in that picture. So where's your contradiction? That's the thing, Commander. Your picture clearly shows the victim was stabbed from the front. Well, let me take a moment to buy my food. No, it's all cold now. Gosh darn it. I'm almost done anyway. Okay. But the autopsy report says that she died from a stab from behind. What? Objection! Oh, you're supposed to release everything you had. Why wasn't this photo given to me? There was no need. Well, clearly there was a need. There's no way it could have been anyone other than that damn mage. What's going on? Yes, yes, what's going on? Order? Order in the court. Mr. Cuthbert, what is the meaning of this? I'll tell you what the meaning behind this is, Your Honor. As the autopsy report states, the victim died from a stab wound originating from his back. But this photo clearly shows the sword entering from his front. This can only mean one thing. The sword was inserted into the wound after the fatal wound had already been created. That's crazy. Do you honestly expect us to believe that? But do you have any idea what game you're in right now? Then please enlighten me, Commander Wright. How else would the sword be facing the opposite way? Their argument Their argument is going to be that she killed him with magic somehow, and then she transmuted the sword and then stabbed him afterwards. That's going to be their argument. You think my client stabbed the victim with the hilt of her sword? I didn't think so. What really happened is clear. The real murderer stuck the sword through the victim's wound to implicate my client, but they made a careless mistake and stuck the sword through the opposite side.
Objection!
It appears I underestimated you, Mr. Cuthbert, but you still got ahead of yourself. Really, Miss Steelwind, I believe that Mr. Cuthbert had adequately cast doubt on your case. Oh, did he now? Then let me ask you one question, Mr. Cuthbert. A pretty silly mistake on the murderer's part. Yeah. If it was like, they showed that guy who was a killer, the white-haired dude, he seemed like he was a smart fellow. You know, he's not here yet, but like, and then they have the butler dude, right? But the moment of the death, it wasn't the, if it was the butler dude or whatever, the carriage driver, it'd be one thing. They'd be like, okay, yeah, sure. But the other guy seemed pretty smart. How would he make a mistake like that? Unless he was so confident with some, like, if you're that fucking arrogant that you don't even think about that. I don't know. Oh. How do I... Oh, I click out of that to go to that. Interesting. If your client didn't kill Flintheart McCoy, then who did? How should I know? If I'm not mistaken, it's the commander's job to figure that out. Oh, I'm well aware of the commander's incompetence. Well, one fact still stands. There was a magic detector on this wound and the wound and the sword. Would you like for me to tell you how many mages live in that small town? Just one. There's only one registered mage in that entire town. And that mage is your client. To be fair, she said registered. I know it's not the case of that, but she did say registered. I mean, can you make the argument that there can be a unregistered mage? What? The defendant was also established to have been with the victim hours before his death. She was the last known person with him, and she was the only mage there. In addition to that, I have several witnesses who heard them arguing. As always, you have to prove who did it. Yeah. It's my fucking job as defense attorney to find the real killer. How she murdered the victim is simply an unanswered question. I see. That certainly does change matters. I can't say the prosecution's evidence is irrefutable, but there is still evidence that casts guilt upon the defendant. There are far too many unanswered questions for me to pass a verdict. We will give law enforcement time to clear these unknowns. I suggest they conduct the investigation more thoroughly this time. We resume this trial tomorrow morning. Court is adjourned. Oh, okay. We have a 2-day trial system on the first day? What the fuck? Okay, alrighty. Hello, Cuthbert. Miss Timora, you're here? Well, at the end of the day, you were able to pull it together. And once you did that, you performed adequately. On that note, I wanted to give you this. Oh, that's cool. For the duration of the spell, the edges of this object, usually a blade, become unnaturally sharp, making it more effective at slashing through tough material. But under the effects of the spell, the object emits a yellow, radiant glow. The target object must be no larger than a 5-foot cube. Okay. My spell compendium. I swiped it from the dining area before the Inquisition arrived. I thought it'd be easy, that'd be best for you to have it. So, this is your spell compendium. It only has one spell. Mage Blade. What does it look like, the spell compendium? It's like a, what does it look like a book or something? This means that the prosecution has to prove that Celeste used that specific spell. They will restrict how they approach this case, which gives you an edge over them. But that prosecutor is really something else. You mean Prosecutor Steelwind? Wouldn't even know it, but this was also her first trial. Oh, wow, damn. Really? I thought her experience would make for a good first opponent, but that girl, she's a natural in the courtroom. It makes me wonder why a Steelwind would choose to become an attorney in the first place. What do you mean? The Steelwinds are a powerful noble house. Of the noble families, they are one of the few who answer directly to the king. Most members of their house take high-ranked positions in the kingdom's military. So it's a bit strange that she chose to become a prosecutor despite that. Is he trying to change the system of justice from within the law by becoming a prosecutor? Steelwind. I feel like I've heard it somewhere before. In any case, it's best that you focus on the trial. You have about a day until court resumes. Right, now that I have time, I'd like to ask you some questions, Celeste. Namely about the argument you had with your father. Yep. Oh. I should probably go. I'll use this opportunity to investigate the crime scene. Wouldn't be surprised if the Inquisition missed something. You utterly embarrassed them today. Don't expect them to make the same mistake twice. Right, there are still a lot of things we don't know about. As much as I hate to admit it, your skills of deduction far surpass mine. If anyone can figure out what really happened that night, it's you. Yes. Okay. They have a teleportation circle? That's nice of them. Oh, that's cool. Oh, it's you. What are you doing here? I'm the defense attorney in this case. I have just as much right to investigate this crime scene as you do. Yeah, whatever. Just remember, I got my eye on you, kid. I was wondering if I could ask you some questions about the case. Ha! As if I'd help the likes of you. I saw who your boss is. I know what you're up to. The con you? What the fuck? What? I'm just looking for some information. A likely story. Okay, psychological profiles. It helps to prepare before starting an argument with someone. Talk to Orm or present items to him to build a psychological profile for him. If you successfully fill the profile gauge, you receive more information during any arguments against him. Gotta do my old-fashioned present my badge to every single person. The Opposite report seems to be pretty detailed in some aspects and vague in others. Why is that? I'm not sure about the details, but the Opposite report is performed by a mage who studies divination. The magic gives us details about how someone dies, but there's always a few blind spots. Blind spots? Like what? Well, for one thing, if someone mucks around with the body after death, the report becomes muddled. Divination magic can tell what happened to a body, but not in what order and at what times. That major sword really is strange. It's almost a shame that we had to confiscate it. Is it really that abnormal? It's definitely not like any kind of sword I've seen. I wonder if it was forged in the Eastern Kingdoms. No. I've never seen a real spell compendium before. I'm still not exactly sure how they work. Well, spell compendiums are magical devices that display exactly which spells a mage can cast. You could probably guess, but the Inquisition uses those things all the time. Right, having that information is definitely a blessing for the defense and the prosecution. Alright, so let's go examine shit. Oh boy. Okay, can we move? Okay, so no. So let's start So nothing up here, nothing down here. So let's start to this one. The Inquisition lit some candles, but there's a magical lamp right there. I wonder why they're not using those instead. Oh, cool. There's like a little check mark. Oh. Okay, and blue means that I've done it, and white means I've done it before. Okay. There's a modern-looking lamp mounted on the wall. It's a lamp powered by artificery. I didn't expect to find something this sophisticated in a town like this. Bah, artificery is just another form of magic. Actually, artificery draws from surrounding ley lines, dude. I didn't ask for science lesson, kid. Anyways, look what artificery got these folks. Their arcane power cell broke, and they haven't had a power for weeks. Yep, nothing can beat good old oil and flame. Alright, boomer. It's a painting of a man in a suit. There's some text on it. Hey, by the way, a major visual update with extra scenes and a complete overhauled Case 3 is being developed. Oh shit, damn. Is it like Case 3 is bad, or is it just like they're fixing up Case 3 to be more in tune with like the rest, you know? Because I'm probably still gonna play through all of this, and then what I'll probably do is just play through Case 3 if there's a new visual update and play through Case 3 by itself later on. How long is it? I'll look that up. Curious. Cuthbert. Visual update. I was to see if I can find out like when is it gonna happen. The mystery of Case 3 is being completely redone. Interesting. Oh yeah, just see what's going on here right now about it. According to the devs. Huh. Huh, interesting. Oh, they use backer characters for that case too? That's cool. That's neat. Also, too, they're making a sequel. It could be months until it drops. Yeah, I'll be done with it by then. So I may just play through the third game again at some point. Okay. But, yeah, yeah, the fact that they're making a sequel is also really, really, really good, because I am definitely gonna play that. Alright, it's a painting of a man in a suit. There's some text on it. What I've been seeing, I just looked at it right now when I was looking up that information. I saw once again people were saying, quote unquote, that cases 4 and 5 are peak. Which, I mean, if they say people are saying that in the Ace Attorney subreddit, well now, you just put that my expectations a little bit too high there, didn't you? Adam, Evil Eye, politicians of the pedantic. I've heard of this guy. Yeah. Oh, they are peak indeed. Oh, okay. Oh boy. I've heard. I'm excited then. I've heard of this guy. He's some kind of politician from one of the nations west of here. I've heard he's pretty much a shoo-in to win whatever election they have going there. Interesting. It's a painting of a mage. There's some text on it. Some Mala Doglian, a legendary practitioner of the arcane arts, mysteriously disappeared one day. It's rumored that he was developing a formula for his new transmutation spell. However, he was reckless in casting the spell, and Daglian quickly lost control of its magic. His body never found. Many speculate that he didn't actually die during the accident, but if that's true, where did he end up? Sounds like a cautionary tale against using magic. Okay. Okay. I had to put my mouse on the actual object, but instead of just moving it around. The label has the words Lotus Juice on it. I've never heard of that brand before. Must be foreign. So I think I got... Wee! Wee! Move it all around. Wee! I think I got everything here. Okay. This place has been without power for a week. I wonder if there's any information I can infer from that. They've been using candles to keep the place lit. That's exactly why you can't rely on magic. Last but not least, I wonder what Lotus Juice is. It's definitely not any drink I've heard of. It should be some kind of imported brand. Oh, I can't have tolerance reasons. So, what does the Arcane Inquisition do exactly? You trying to pick a fight with me? No, I'm just genuinely curious. Well, I'm sure you already know, but us Inquisitors investigate crimes that involve magic. Do crimes like this happen often? Nah, maybe once in a blue moon. But you know what's gonna end up happening is that we're gonna have a bunch of we're gonna be defending a bunch of mages probably. You must have an easy job then. Heh, you got that right. Oh, he doesn't like the nobility. Okay. Commander White, you seem to speak negatively about my client's magic. Do you have a personal grudge against mages? You're damn right I do. Okay. Back in the Mage Wars, the mages were causing trouble. If you had any sense, you would too. All a mage has to do is wave their hands and say some magic nonsense. And you suddenly have a dead body on the ground. Yeah. Yeah, that's okay. That's the one thing I already had a thing for my ideas. Like, yeah, people would not be happy about magical people. Based Orm. And don't get started on Mage Blight. Screw magic people. If some noble uses their magic too much, they end up snapping and going on a rampage. I don't know if this is going too far, but why join the Inquisition if you hate mages so much? Come on. So they can go berserk. Okay. Considering the fact that that my job is to sweep the abilities crimes under the rug. Sorry, I didn't mean to insinuate. Nope, you have the right of it. Anytime a noble is involved in a case, I'm ordered to look the other way. You don't seem very happy to do that. Why would you stay in this line of work? Because every once in a while, I'm allowed to put a criminal mage behind bars. We can't go after the nobles, but any other mage is fair game. That doesn't seem very fair. Or at the least, they were before your boss showed up. I have to ask, did something happen between you and Miss Timora? Ha! Miss Timora. What are you, her lackey or something? No, actually, she's my guardian. Oh, I didn't know she even had a... Look, kid, I don't know what the deal is between you two, but no good will ever come from associating with her. This is about the rumors, isn't it? It's more than just rumors. I've seen it for myself. That woman is evil, kid. She defends mages who don't have a protection of their nobility. She's not evil, she's a hero. Yeah, whatever. Okay. Argument time! Alright, let's go, kiddo. By kiddo, I mean old man. Alright, I'm just gonna come out and say it. Do you have a problem with me, Commander White? You should know exactly what my problem is with you. Commander White is stubborn and stuck in his ways. He seems to have a grudge against Ruby Timora and will react negatively if you try to defend her. However, he will respect you if you defend yourself against personal attacks. So in other words, do not mention to try to defend my boss. Just try to defend myself, because you have issues with me, just me. If you have issues with my boss, that's her, but I'm not my boss. I saw who you work for. Do you have to spell it out for you? Or does your boss not tell you what she gets up to? Elocutions and arguments. Wait a second. Word of the day, people. Every now and then we have a word of the day. And today's word of the day, and when we're streaming, is elocution. The skill of clear and expressive speech, especially of distinct pronunciation and articulation. Okay. Interesting. I guess eloquent. Oh, I see. The art of effective and eloquent public speaking involving the study of pronunciation, grammar, style, and tone. Oh, so the opposite of me. Okay, neat. That's why this is a fantasy game. Sometimes we need to elocute to convince your opponent that their claim is wrong. When part of an elocution, choose from one of the 3 possible responses. The correct response can be gleaned from reading your opponent's psychological profile. Ooh, not defend. It doesn't matter how you feel about me or Mr. Timor. What matters is that my client deserves a fair and fair trial with fair representation. All I'm trying to do is give that to her. I've seen that woman do all kinds of shady shit in the cases I've worked. Forgery, bribery, blackmail, you name it. I bet you're just the same, a successor for the devil of defense attorneys. I'm not Ruby Timor. It doesn't matter if the rumors are true or not. Regardless of what you've seen her do, I'm going to run an honest case. Look, kid, I'd like nothing more than to believe you. But after everything I've seen her do, I know better. Anyone taught by that woman can't be anything more than a crook. Her way of teaching me was ruthless, I'll give you that. But the only thing she taught me was how to practice the law. Have you seen me engage in any crook-like behavior? Just want some info, right? Yes, that's all I'm asking for. Alright, I'll answer your questions. Just don't make me regret this. Yippee! Let's go! Holy shit, 3 things to go. Okay. This probably goes without saying, but I don't believe that the sword is the murder weapon. Right, I guess you have to prove that someone else put the sword there. But did the Inquisition find anything suspicious on the scene? If you ask if we found another bloody weapon lying around, we definitely didn't. But let's say that the girl really is being framed. If there was another murder weapon, the killer probably walked out with it. Do you think they could have hidden it somewhere in the tavern? Doubt it. After the trial, Steelwind turned the plates upside down and scanned it with her magic. If someone did hide a murder weapon here, they hid it well. Hid it in plain sight. I can't believe you made such an obvious mistake during your investigation. Bro, don't say it like that. Oh, shut it with that. I already have an earful from Steelwind about that mess. Well, you don't have to worry about me mucking things up. Steelwind's basically taking over the entire investigation. Wait, does she even have the authority to do that? Normally she wouldn't, but I know better than to go against orders from a noble. But honestly, that girl sweats the details too much. She even had my men draw up a scaled map of the crime scene. Wait, really? Do you have a copy? Sure, knock yourself out. Don't know how much good it will do for you. Okay. Okay. I can see why this game may need a little bit of a visual update. It works though. It works. Alrighty. Alright, so and he was found dead. If he came in, I guess around here. Yeah, that sounds about right. 5 feet by 5 feet. Oh, I see where we're going with this. A 5 feet by 5 feet cube. And then, where's the damn spell? The target object must be no longer than a 5 foot cube. Okay. Those two are going to be relevant together at some point. I heard that this was Prosecutor Steelwind's first trial. She must be pretty talented if that's true. A pain in my ass is what she is. The damn noble comes in here telling me how to do my job? Honestly, I have no idea what she's even doing in this line of work. I heard that she's from a renowned noble house. She must be a pretty powerful mage. Ha! Powerful is an understatement. The Steelwinds who came before her could turn this entire town into a glass crater. What? Hey, you okay? You got quiet all of a sudden. Wait, do we have a mind palace? Hey, you listening? So, there's no clear evidence pointing to another killer. There is, however, evidence pointing to how Flintheart moved before his death. What? What can we tell about how Flintheart died? There's no blood trail leading to or from the body. What does this imply about the location of Flintheart's death? What's the wording on that? Okay. Okay. Mind Palace? You played Murders on the Yangtze River? No, I was thinking of Sherlock. Is that a game that uses the Mind Palace though? Hold on for a second. Check that out for a second on the side. Huh. What do you know? Another one. Would you look at that? I'm just gonna add that to the list. To which list? Oh, back to work. It does. It's a neat game. Okay, I added it to my wish list I have on Steam. I have another game I'm probably gonna play after this, between this and Great Ace Attorney Chronicles, but the killer for Flintheart didn't move after the murder. There's no blood trail where Flintheart's body is. The lack of blood tells us something important, namely where Flintheart was through the murder. During the murder? Flintheart died where he was attacked. He didn't move from his position at all. What? But it wasn't the first. Okay, whatever. Both statements I feel like are the same statement, but whatever. Yeah, I guess you're right. There's also the autopsy report, which says that he died from a stab from behind. He was probably caught off guard and was too incapacitated to move anywhere else. This means that the attack happened at the exact position he fell over. So in other words, we now just put that shit on our map. Okay. So over here. That was over here, but it's over here. Okay. Alrighty. There's also a shattered bottle of lotus juice. I doubt it means anything, but the shattered bottle was right next to the body. And her dropped the bottle during the attack. Flintheart dropped the bottle when he was attacked. From that, we can infer that he was holding it the moment before he was attacked. Okay. What's so strange about the one bottle, though? I mean, it seemed like an insignificant detail, but that detail could help me infer other elements of what happened during the murder. Right. There's also the fact that the artificial lights were out. Were these candles here when you arrived at the crime scene, Orm? No, we had to light some so we can see the crime scene properly. We thought it was weird, too. The girl and her father must have had the argument in pitch black darkness. So they didn't light any candles to make up for the broken lights. Okay. Is the town or the crime scene? The crime scene had no lighting during the murder. Okay. The argument that Celeste had with Flintheart must have been spontaneous. They weren't planned to have a conversation in this room. In this darkness, Flintheart wouldn't have had a lot of visibility. If he was stabbed from behind, he probably didn't see it coming. He was clearly surprised and probably in too much of a shock to run away. Also, the bottle may seem insignificant, but he was holding it when he was attacked. Maybe he was pouring a drink for himself, or maybe it was for a visitor. Either way, the assailant must have been unseen by Flintheart. Kid? Or the assailant attacked him from his blind spot while he was turned. Why would his back be turned, though? Was he distracted by something? Kid? What? What was that all about? Sorry, sometimes I just get lost in my own thoughts. Yeah, well, cut it out. You're freaking me out. Alright, okay, dude. So basically, it's hard because we know what happened, so now I have to... The weird thing about sometimes knowing what happens is like now you have to, in your mind, you start subconsciously trying to piece every single piece of evidence together to get to that point. When you don't know the murder case, sometimes it can actually be better because then you can have more thought processes, you have more ideas. But now I'm like strictly limited in what I can think of, how I can just say this. The chief detective was freaked out by logic. It's okay, it's okay. He's from a different time. He's from a time before logic. So basically, what we summarize is that the guy he died where he stood. He died where he stood in the dark, and he died with his back turned. Right? Now the problem is that Tyrion's spiel that he just made just now about him saying that he may have been pouring a drink, that he may have been startled, that his back turned, all of that stuff is, it's not say conjecture, but we're gonna have to present a lot of the evidence that we have to present in a way that makes sense to explain that stuff. Because while we just did our fucking like match the words up together thing, we're not gonna be able to use that in the courtroom, right? Maybe not till the end, but we're not gonna be able to use that in the courtroom to present as evidence, right? So what we just thought right now, we have to find a way to take that, put it together, and put it into a form that could basically be called quote unquote evidence that we can present against the prosecution tomorrow. Okay, well, let's go to the bear. Let's go upstairs. People keep seeing you here. They're going to start asking questions. Leave the investigation to me. All you have to do is stay quiet until the trial is over. I was drinking something. Shit, I almost spit that out. The fucking murderer is here? He's still here? Enough. I would do as I see fit. You may be a steel wind, but this is my land. Oh, sorry. Oh, you're the defense attorney from the trial? God, sounds like someone to be voiced by Jonah so badly. I am. I'm sorry, but who? Ah, how rude of me. My name is Lord Garrick Pierce, the ruling noble of this land. Well, it feels like I'm just gonna take a picture of that for later to show him. As ruling noble, I suppose I should thank you for playing your role in the current trial, misguided as it may be. I suppose that you also think that my client is guilty. It does not matter what I think. It does really matter what you think, asshole. This entire scandal has done nothing but rile up the common folk. Magic is a gift for the nobility and the nobility alone. You pawns don't deserve anything. It's a symbol of the aristocracy and our divine right to rule. God, it's just fucking crying in spirit of justice with the ability to do spirit channeling. And now that bastard child has tainted that symbol in the public eye. All of that has nothing to do with her. She's just an innocent woman who got wrapped up in all this. Even if she is innocent, the charges have been laid and made public. Someone must take the fall, lest the public accuse the justice system of corruption. So you're saying that she should be found guilty even if she's innocent? What do you suppose will happen if she's acquitted? All the public will see is a maid going free despite a myriad of evidence. That alone would be enough to cause public outrage. Tensions between the aristocracy and the common folk are high enough as is. Good, let them keep rising. What is one insignificant, girl when compared to the stability of a great kingdom? That's enough. Stop antagonizing him, Pierce. I can't refute what he said, but I don't agree with it. What? The system should be based on truth and justice. Ah, so she is one of those prosecutors that looks for the truth, not on public opinion. Then why are you working against my client? Do you honestly think she's the kind of person that would kill her father? It doesn't matter what kind of person she appears to be. The evidence clearly points to her as the only possible killer. But you should fight according to your own ideals, just as I will fight for mine. That's good though. We have a good rival. So I should get the key. Oh no. If someone have a key to the tavern, it would be one of the owners of said tavern. She's just huddled in a corner? What the fuck? Oh, hi, Mr. Cuthbert. There's no need to address me so formally. Just call me Tyrion. Okay. Anyways, I came here to ask you some questions about the case. Right. I'm sorry for freezing up like that. I almost lost us the trial. No, there's no need to apologize. You did great. But I still don't understand though. Why were there traces of magic on my dad's body? If the magic, if the guy killed him from the inside out and then stabbed him, right? Would the magical traces that were on inside his body from him being killed magically be transferred also onto the sword and also the ground? Did you cast Mage Blade on your sword that day? Okay, 48 hours. Okay. I did. I usually cast it when I train in the morning. Okay. Did the traits on my sword leave the magical traits on my dad's body? No, magical traces can't be moved around physically. All these talk about traces just makes me think about Fate Stay Night. For a spell to leave a trace, it has to be active when physical contact is made. Really? What does that mean then? Whatever killed your father had a transmutation spell active on it at the time. The magical trace on your sword was just an unlucky coincidence. I can't believe this. Let's look around and see what you got here. A 3-story drop? Oh boy. Okay. Can you tell me more about your father? Oof. Sorry, I know this must be difficult after everything that's happened. No, it's okay. If it helps you, I'll try my best to answer your questions. Were you too close? We were. I'm sure you know this by now, but I was adopted by him and my mom. But even though I didn't have their blood, they treated me as if I did. He loved me with all his heart until... I'm sorry to say this, but I could hear your argument from my room last night. Could you tell me about what happened? For as long as I can remember, my dad has hated mages. I'm not sure why, but if we even mentioned magic around him, he'd fly into a rage. So I hid my magic from my family. Well, why even learn magic in the first place? If you really wanted to, you could have gone your whole life without using it. Ever since the tavern closed, my family's been in a lot of debt. I decided to become a mercenary and use magic to enhance my ability to fight. Most mages are in the nobility, so people will pay a lot for a sellsword who can use magic. That makes sense. But I know now, learning magic was the biggest mistake I've ever made. On that night, my dad found my spell compendium. When he confronted me about it, I finally came clean to him. That's when he flew into another one of his rages. He shouted at me. He told me that I betrayed him and his family. I'm so sorry. I can't imagine how that must have felt. I deserved every bit of it. I knew how much he hated magic, but I learned to use it anyways. He showed me so much love, and I just threw it all away. Don't say that. I'm sure he still loved you. No, I could see in his eyes. He hated me. So, there's a large room in the tavern. It's at the very end of the hallway upstairs. Inquisition probably searched it already, but I just wanted to investigate it to make sure. A large room at the end of the hallway? I think that's my room. Do you know how I can get... Oops, I can get in there? It's the only room in the tavern that I haven't investigated. I have to investigate you. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. What's with that look for? I'm a lawyer. I'm not going to do anything weird. Sorry, you're right. Here, you can use this key to get inside. Okay. Mage Blade. It's a spell that magically sharpens my sword so I can cut through plate armor. Where would you even need to use a spell like that? Well, it's not just for plate armor. I can cut through all kinds of things with it. Trees, boulders, ballista, fortified gates. It cuts through most of those things like butter. Oh boy. I can't present my badge to anyone. This is a pretty strange sword. I've never seen anything like it. Do you like it? It's a souvenir I got while I was traveling the Eastern Kingdoms. Also, it is from the Eastern Kingdoms. Wait, you've been to the Eastern Kingdoms? I thought Wyvern Guard has a strict policy preventing people from crossing the border. Well, I didn't exactly enter legally. Please don't make a habit of telling people that. You're in enough trouble as it is. Yeah. Alright, so we're gonna go... Oh, we can just teleport directly to the bedroom? Okay, works for me. I already told you knights everything I know. What more do you... Oh, aren't you Celeste's attorney? I am. Who are you? Oh, how rude of me. I'm Janine McCary. I'm Celeste's mother. Where were you this whole time? What the fuck? Lynn hurt. Okay. I can't thank you enough for everything you've done for my daughter. About that, do you mind if I ask you some questions for my investigation? Of course, I'll do anything I can to help. Can you tell me why your husband hated mages so much? I understand that most people dislike the nobility and associate magic with them, but on that night, it's like he was furious at Celeste specifically because she was a mage. Oh, you must have talked to Celeste. I wasn't there when the argument happened, but I can only imagine what he said to her. Do you know what happened to him? Why does he hate magic so much? Celeste doesn't know about this, but years ago, Flintheart had a sister named Effie. When I was a child, we were friends with a boy named Garrick Pierce. Oh! The killer! He was the son of the ruling noble at the time. We were all inseparable at the time. He'd always sneak into town to play with us against his family's wishes. They probably weren't too happy about that. He was quite rebellious back then. But everything changed when Garrick began learning how to use magic. One day when we were playing together, he wanted to show off the spells that he learned. He was told not to use his magic without his instructor there, but he was just too excited. Oopsies, I know what's gonna happen now. Began casting his spells, but something went horribly wrong. He lost control of his magic and fatally wounded Effie. There we go. We tried bringing her back into town, but by that time it was too late. She was already gone. I'm sorry, that must have been traumatizing for all of you. And then I guess they just swept it under the rug. The next day, the Arcane Inquisition came to investigate what happened. House Pierce used the connection to cover up what happened. They even threatened Flintheart's family into keeping quiet. After that, the official story was that Effie had been mauled by a wolf. This is a lot for a first case. Holy shit. Something changed in Flintheart after that. He began speaking out against the nobility. Eventually, he started hosting rallies in this very tavern. Each night, more and more people began listening to his words and joining his cause. The number of people that had gotten under his banner is terrifying. There's even talk of an outright revolution against the kingdom. I knew how much danger he was putting himself in, but no matter how hard I tried, I couldn't convince him to stop. His attitude didn't even begin to change until we adopted Celeste. Can you tell me more about Celeste? How did she become a part of your family? It all happened many years ago, back when McCoy Tavern was open. We were closing one night when we found a baby with white hair abandoned in the dining area. They just left the baby in the fucking tavern? Like, hey baby, I'm done with my food. Oh, okay. So do you want to just leave? Yeah, so do you want to leave a tip? How about we just leave our good old baby here? Sure thing, honey. That'll cover the tip. All right, puts baby there. Wah, wah. All right, bye, daughter. And just leaves. Like, what the fuck? It's not even like outside like you find most babies in fiction, right? In most fiction, you know, in most stories, you'd find like a baby on like the doorstep of somebody. You know, they knock the door and go, bum, bum, bum. I'm sorry, child. I can't take care of you anymore. And then they leave, and then the baby is found after they open the door. Be like, oh, look, a free baby, right? No, left inside the dining area. What the fucking shit? How did no one not notice? How did no one... Okay, whatever. We waited weeks for parents to come by, but no one ever came looking for her. And that baby was Celeste? Yes, Flintheart and I had always wanted a child. I thought that Celeste must have been a gift from the Scaled Lord. But one day, I saw Celeste practicing her magic. Hold on. Okay. I think that's when I realized that someone from the nobility must have abandoned her at our inn. I didn't care though, I left her all the same. I'm sure Flintheart did too. Wait, you knew that she was a mage all this time? I did. You haven't known her very long, but she's a terrible liar. Flintheart must have noticed too, but I think he didn't want to believe it. Yeah, if you had talked to your husband about it, maybe he'd still be alive. I spoke with Celeste earlier. She thinks that her father hated her because he was a mage. There's no way he would have felt that way. He loved her more than anything in the world. No matter what he said to her that night, nothing would ever change that. Such was the world to him. When we adopted her, it was the first time in decades I had seen him so genuinely happy. They must have been really close. More than anything. Do you want to hear a story? Sus had just returned from her travels. She wouldn't stop talking about this foreign drink that she loved. I think it was called lotus juice or something strange like that. Interesting! Well, Flintheart did everything he could to have it shipped here. He called in a bunch of favors with some of his revolutionary friends. But in the end, he was only able to get a single bottle of it. Is it really that rare? Yes, I wouldn't be surprised if it was the only bottle in lotus juice in the region. Is this the bottle that Flintheart bought? It is. Oh no, he was going to surprise her with it. I found the broken pieces next to Flintheart's. Well, I found them in the dining area. That's strange. He'd been keeping it in our room so she wouldn't find it. Really? When was the last time you saw it? Right before I left the house that night. It was right before their big argument. So he's going to use that to make up to her. Probably. Okay. That's a fancy looking bed. Celeste had it custom made. Wouldn't something like this be really expensive? It was. I was really surprised when she returned from her travels. Apparently, she was making a lot of gold from her job as a mercenary. Wow, you and Flintheart must have been happy for her. We are, but I still wish she'd gotten a less dangerous job. A mother always worries about her child. A painting of a woman with some sort of aquatic animal. Oh, I love that painting. Celeste brought it back from her travels. Supposedly, that woman is named Madeline Kipling. What I've heard, she runs a wildlife sanctuary for endangered species. I think the animal in this picture is called a fey kip. Celeste told me that she really likes them. Huh. I wonder if these are like backer art or something, you know? Like, send us your art and then we'll put it in the game if you give us a certain amount, because it feels like that. Because all the 3 art pieces I've seen in this tavern do not share a distinct, the same art style, which makes me think that they are not made necessarily for the game. It's a table with several chairs. It must be used for entertaining guests. Okay, I think I've gotten. Okay. Move back to. Oh, you're back. Did you forget something? Actually, there's one last thing I wanted to talk to you about. Oh? Earlier you said something that I just can't let go. You said that your father died hating you. But after everything I heard about him, I don't think that's true. Your father loved you, Celeste, even in his final moments. Okay, let's go. Here we go. I know you're just trying to make me feel better, and I really do appreciate it, but everyone knows my father hated mages. I don't know if it's my place to say this, but there's a reason why your father hated magic so much. What? When Flintheart was a child, he had a sister. She was tragically killed by a mage decades ago. That's why he had such an immense hatred for magic. I never knew, but that doesn't change anything. That's all the more reason for him to have hated me. I knew how much he hated magic, but I still learned to use it anyways. Magic killed someone that he loved. No wonder he was furious. But you didn't learn magic to benefit yourself, did you? You learned it to save your family after your tavern had shut down. You're a good person, Celeste. You did everything you could to help your family. I'm sure your father recognized that. Just shut up. What? Shut up. Just stop it. You weren't there. You didn't hear what he said to me. I could see in his eyes. There's no way he would ever forgive me. Take a look at this picture, Celeste. What? A shattered bottle. Wait, is that a bottle of lotus juice? Do you know where I found this? On the floor of your family's inn. What? That can't be true. I tried to find it here, but no one sells it in Wyvengard. Your father knew how much you loved this drink. He called in quite a few favors just so he could have it imported for you. What? He did that? Your father didn't hate you, Celeste. He loved you more than anything. That doesn't change anything. If he did all that for me, it was before he knew about my secret. I'm sure he never would have done that if he knew the truth. That's not true at all. What the hell would you know about him? You barely even knew him. How could you possibly know how he felt about me? Don't you think I want to believe that he still loved me before he died? But I know the truth. There's no way he would ever forgive me for what I did. It's not just the fact that he bought that drink for you. It's also where the bottle was when it was shattered. What do you mean? Your mother said the bottle was stored in her room before your argument, but I found the shattered bottle in the lobby where his body was. I ran into him before I went to look for you. He was going upstairs to his room. That can only mean one thing. He went to retrieve the bottle after your argument ended. What? Why would he have it? I don't know. What's he gonna do? Smash the bottle in front of you and be like, I hate you? No, he was gonna give you the damn bottle. That's because he was going to give it to you, Celeste. He was going to give you a drink to apologize for what he said to you. He was going to apologize? Your father loved you, Celeste. And as tragic as it was, he was going to try to apologize to you before he was murdered. Yay! I beat her in an argument. I don't like this. I have a daughter working as a mercenary of all things. Come on, Dad. You know I can handle myself. I don't doubt it. But you still shouldn't have to risk your neck for our sakes. They closed the inn, Dad. We won't be able to survive unless I do this. Just be careful, okay? I don't know what I'd do if anything happened to you. No matter what anyone says, you're our daughter. And we'll love you until the day we die. Including exactly when we die. Dad, how could I ever think that? I don't know, low self-esteem. I'm sorry. I'm so sorry, Dad. I don't know why, but just the fucking how do I put this? Just the idea of us. Oh shit! Hey, wait, Fishy Dragon. Thank you for the raid. Hold on. I got this. There we go. Welcome on in. Windings, we're about to VTuber playing mysteries, actions, puzzle games, basically everything. But those are my specialties. Today we'll play Tyrion Cuthbert, which is a what's it called? It's an Ace Attorney inspired game about mages. Good shit. And we have just defeated this girl in an argument about. So I was laughing about the fact that, you know, she's crying in my argument, crying in my arms about the fact that her father, who was just murdered, the victim of the first case, did not die hating her. And then right after that finished up, it just went, argument won! And I'm just laughing to myself about the idea of just her crying and it's like, the argument won! Just shot up on the screen. It's the simple things that make me laugh. Are you feeling better? Oh, also, if you need to get any food, drink, or rest, please go ahead and do so. The way I want that pop-up IOL. Argument won! Yeah, it's honestly kind of better than to have objection. This is argument won! You have somebody go to the store and someone says, actually, this is $3.50. And you're like, no, actually, this is $2.50. Oh my god, you're right. Argument won! Yeah. I'm okay now. I've been thinking such horrible things this entire time. And thank you. But is everything really gonna be okay? I'll make sure of it. I'll get justice for you and your father. Doesn't matter who stands in my way. Even if they're a man, king, or god. You're completely different now. What happened to the nervous wreck from before? Oh, look, now you're being sassy again. All right. Which is fine. Please forget about that. Anyways, take some time to rest. The trial is going to resume soon. Next day. Has Pierce told you all the details, Mr. Rudolph? Will you remember them? Yes, I pride myself on a second word of the day, people. A second word of the day. Eidetic. Eidetic, relating to or denoting mental images having unusual vividness and detail as if actually visible. The ability to recall an image from memory with high precision, at least for a brief period of time. So short-term visual memory. After seeing it only once without using a mnemonic device. So semi-photographic memory. but like it's not a short term. It's like a short term from photographic memory. I guess. Look at the example they give. Yeah, basically. Okay. I'm like semi decent at that. Like with puzzles, if you like remember where this was or remember these numbers. I guess I do have to repeat numbers into my head in order to get it, but like a visual thing, I'm like semi decent at that. I have either really good spatial awareness or really bad spatial awareness, depending on the thing. So there are no misunderstandings. I do not approve of this. You said it yourself, Lady Steelwind. There's no possible way that I could have done the deed. It has to be the bastard child. We won't know what sort of tricks Ruby Timora might pull tomorrow. To see this as a way of securing a just verdict. Yeah, alright, fam. Alright, let's see how this happens. We're gonna get a just verdict, alright. It's gonna be just in our favor. Hello, Cuthbert. Oh, Miss Timora. Hi. You're a lot less jumpy than you were yesterday. I'm glad to see that you're finally getting used to things. So, what did you find in your investigation? What I like so far about this main character is that, you know, compared to like Wright, is that Wright is very like the very traditional like Sukume Boki, like straight man, like just straight up just like he's the normal one in the world of like crazy, you know, or like crazy abnormal things, right? And this guy is too in a little bit, but he's also already got this like, he feels more like a less loud Apollo Justice. You know, he feels like someone who's more just like, you know, like I gotta do this, so I gotta do this. He feels like a mid Apollo Justice Ace Attorney, aka the fourth game Apollo Justice in terms of character, than feeling like a Phoenix Wright at the beginning of the first game of Phoenix Wright, the first case. You know, he's not seasoned, but he's already been established as like, okay, after he had his first big hurdle of being like, okay, I gotta get shit done. There aren't a lot of clues to point to what actually happened. Yeah, I know a lot of details about the crime scene, but nothing about the crime itself. This means I'll have to rely solely on pointing out contradictions in the witnesses' testimonies. Being reactive to the prosecution's moves is a valid strategy. Honestly, I think it was a miracle that you got the commander to cooperate with you at all. Actually, I wanted to ask about that. Did something happen between you and Commander Wright? Miss McCoy, please proceed to the courtroom with your counsel. Let's go, Tyrion. The trial's about to start. You should go. The judge is waiting. Right. Yep, another secret that's gonna have to come out later. Alrighty now. Court has now resumed for the trial of Celeste McCoy. Let's review the proceedings from yesterday. Yesterday, the defense presenting some shocking oversights made during the investigation. Yes, I personally saw to it that the investigation was conducted properly this time. I suppose that puts my mind at ease. At yesterday's trial, we found an inconsistency between the crime scene photo and the autopsy report. Because of this, the defense tried to push the following narrative: that the third party must have interfered with the crime scene to frame the defendant. However, the prosecution has discovered another explanation. Because of that, the individual who discovered the body would like to testify as to what he saw that night. Okay, so now we're getting into the whole entire thing of, if you've been just got into this, you know, the stream right now, the beginning of this game, the first case, if you ever played an Ace Attorney game, the first thing that they show in an Ace Attorney game, when you played your first case of a game, is they show the murder and they show who did it. Now, in this game, they did not start off this case that way. They started the case off in the trial, and then they went back to show the murder, and then they went back even further to show before the murder, and then we had to work our way back that way, have a trial. And unlike most games, every Ace Attorney game that existed has always had a one-day trial. It's you show up, You end the trial, you solve it there, and that's the first case. This case is let's make this game already unique enough. This game has your trial happen, enough has not been determined. Then you have to have another investigation, a proper investigation, where you actually get to participate in, and then a second trial, a second day of trials, which is, in my mind, insane because that's never happened in an Ace Attorney game, we'll say. So already I'm like, this game is it's pushing some envelopes, I'll tell you what. Okay. And so what I've said though, in terms of us showing the trial beforehand, the little that we've seen is the person that they're going to put up onto the stand right now is us accusing that person of being a liar. So we already knew that was going to happen. Okay. So his eyewitness account will clear up what exactly happened. Bullshit. Interesting. It was my understanding that the individual in question wanted to remain anonymous. Supposedly, this witness was within the gallery of the trial yesterday. After yesterday's proceedings, he felt that he couldn't stay silent any longer. Very well. Let's hear from this witness. Is it? Yep, it's that guy. Okay. Witness, please state your name and occupation for the court. My name is Reese Reginald Rudolph. I'm a chauffeur of the Arcane variety. You're a horse driver. Let's say horse carriage driver. I'm terribly sorry. We're unfamiliar with that profession. You mean to say he's a carriage driver? Oh. Excuse me. I see. But in any case, it is my understanding that you found the body. Am I correct, Mr. Rudolph? Is that supposed to be a reference to Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer? And we've already shown off from him because he discovered his boss is the murderer, and we already know, we don't know, well, the characters don't know, but we know that Stubby is extremely designer. Oh yeah, it is. It's got some very nice like stubble to it, I'll say that. But we know that his boss killed the victim, right? Murdered the victim. And we know that he, even though he's probably covering for his boss, he came down and then he's like, oh my God, you killed that guy, right? So I feel like we can get him on our side. Mr. Rudolph? Forgive me. I was merely taking notes on the people in this room. Taking notes? The witness has a certain compulsion to keep a record of every event that he witnesses. Steam. Then I assume we will receive an accurate testimony of how you found the body? Actually, I witnessed much more than that. I saw the crime as it was being committed. Okay. Bullshit. And I wrote down everything that I saw. What? That is quite the claim. If that's true, why did you choose to remain silent until now? We had initially concluded that the evidence alone was decisive enough. Therefore, we saw no need at the time for his testimony. However, those circumstances clearly changed during yesterday's trial. Yeah, no, absolutely not. Yeah, I'm gonna read this out. There's no way the prosecution wouldn't leverage eyewitness testimony from the start. Something else is happening here. Very well. Mr. Rudolph, please testify to the court about what you saw that night. I was transporting a client in my carriage that evening. We were driving by the McCoy Tavern when we heard the disturbance. This occurred at 1:28 a.m. Worried that something was amiss, I walked into the establishment to see what the commotion was about. There I saw the defendant. She was lit by the blue glow of the dining room lights. She had stabbed Flintheart McCoy and was channeling magic into her sword. So this is the case we heard earlier. This is the testimony that we heard at the beginning of the game. She moved her sword from Flintheart's back, and as he slowly turned to face her, she stabbed him again in the front. She soon realized that I had witnessed the heinous crime. She left the body fall to the ground and fled the scene. Incredible. If everything occurred as the witness described, and I see no room for debate. Of course, the evidence has always been irrefutable. Yeah. Celeste, did you see this man that night? No, this is my first time meeting him. I didn't see him when I ran out the tavern that night. So he has So he has to be lying. Does that mean he's the one who killed my dad? Ooh, she's pissed. Understandably. It's hard to say right now, but it's definitely a possibility. The defense may now begin the cross-examination. All right, crack Snuggles. That was a terrible crack. Okay. Dad's slaughter. Dad's laughter. Dad's slaughter is enraging. Dad's laughter. Who was the passenger in your carriage? Well, and the identity of the passenger is irrelevant. This witness is the one who actually discovered the crime as it occurred. If there was another person at the scene, they may also have crucial testimony. The passenger is under no obligation to testify before the court. The current witness's account of the events is more than adequate. I agree. Damn it, objection was sustained. I see no reason for Mr. Rudolph to disclose the identity of their client. The defense must present a more valid reason to do so. I'm assuming this disturbance was the argument between my client and her father. Yes, I heard the two voices, one young female and one gruff male. Presumably, these were the voices of Celeste and Flintheart McCoy. What did you do after hearing this disturbance, Mr. Rudolph? You stopped your carriage in the middle of a job? That seems pretty abnormal for a carriage driver. What did your passenger think of this? He had no quarrel with it. What kind of passenger would be okay with stopping mid-drive? The passenger's thoughts on the matter are irrelevant to the testimony, unless you have any hard evidence to prove otherwise. No. Now then, please tell us what you saw in the establishment, Mr. Rudolph. This guy is sweating up a storm. You sound certain that you saw my client and the victim. How are you so sure it was them? Flintheart McCoy and his daughter were well known within the town. Flintheart made himself quite known in the region through his social activism. And young Celeste dresses in a manner that is far wealthier than the townsfolk of Cornhaven. Do you live in the same town as the McCoys? How do you know about this? I don't live there, but my work brings me there quite frequently. The witness's place of residence has no bearing on his testimony. What matters is that he was there when the murder occurred. Occurred? Damn, why am I so hard for me to say this stuff? I don't have good elocution. Elocution? Damn, I already forgot how to say. No, elocution. So, you're saying that my defendant stabbed him twice with her sword? Yes, that's exactly what I saw. But there's only one visible wound on the body. If what you say is true, then that means that she stabbed him through the same wound. Isn't that extremely improbable? Improbable, but not impossible. It is strange, I'll give you that. But nevertheless, that's what the witness saw happen. You need lessons from Dr. Thornton Poole, then? Who is Dr. Thornton Poole? And you let her get away? I'm just a simple carriage driver, aka Tim Curry. Oh, okay. Oh god, no, not Tim Curry. He's gonna take me to space. I'm just a simple carriage driver. I have no way of combating an armed assailant. The witness also saw the defendant using magic. It's one of the funniest thing I've ever seen from Tim Curry. Did you honestly expect a chauffeur to subdue an armed mercenary? He must have come up with the details, so I beforehand wrote it down. His little quirk of writing down everything is a perfect cover for him to read over his notes. I guess it would be hard to catch him lying if he has a way to keep his story straight. Actually, it's just the opposite. With all those details, it would be that much easier to find an inconsistency. Okay. 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 Mr. Rudolph, you testified that you saw my client murdering the victim, and you supposedly saw her casting magic while doing so? Yes, I could never forget such a grisly sight. That moment was burned into my memory. I see. Well, it's funny that you say that. How so? Because your entire testimony was a complete lie, and now we're caught up. What? To what the beginning of the game was. Are you accusing the witness of perjury? Surely you know this. This accusation can't be made lightly, Mr. Cuthbert. My accusation is far from baseless, Prosecutor Steelwind. Take a look at his report. The dining room lights are artificial devices that are powered by an arcane power cell. However, that same arcane power cell was broken during the time of murder. The dining room lights had no energy, and the room would have been pitch black. The witness couldn't have seen anything, much less a homicide. Wait, I can explain. There's no need, witness. You could have easily seen another source of light. Perhaps one of the McCoys lit a candle because of the blackout. The witness clearly described a source of blue light. A candle or lantern wouldn't emit a color like that. Then the witness was clearly mistaken. The witness records everything he's seen in his notebook. He even remembers the exact times that each event occurred. So why would he be incorrect about such a clear and obvious detail? Either he's completely accurate or he's not completely accurate. You can't have it both ways. No, what the witness saw was clearly some form of magic. And due to the lack of power, it couldn't have been artificial. It must have been an arcane spell. That's it. What is it, witness? It must have made an incorrect assumption. Please allow me to revise my testimony. What do you think of this, Prosecutor Steelwind? If the witness wants to revise his testimony, then I see no harm in obliging him. And you, Mr. Cuthbert, if he thinks he saw something different, then it's only fair to hear him out. Oh, this is gonna be easy. This is gonna be easy. I remember now. Yesterday, it was revealed that Flintheart was killed using magic. He must have seen Flintheart Sergeant catching and channeling a magic spell. The spell was called Mage Blade, am I correct? That's it. The blue glow that I saw must have been created by Mage Blade. Easy! Easy! I see. So the blue light that you saw coming from the defendant's magic. Came from the defendant's magic. Mr. Cuthbert, you may proceed with your cross-examination. With pleasure. Man, I'm just gonna breeze through this shit. Hold on. 1, 2, 3. Objection! Crunch. Mr. Rudolph, you don't know much about magic, do you? Of course not. Are you trying to say that I should have recognized Celeste's Mage Blade? Yeah, because it's yellow, not blue. No, I admit that you probably wouldn't know about Mage Blade, but that's exactly where your mistake was. My mistake? Mr. Rudolph, if you were aware of how Mage Blade works, then you would know that the spell emits a yellow radiant glow. Which means the blue glow you saw couldn't have possibly been Mage Blade. This is ridiculous. I'll grant you that the witness clearly remembers seeing a blue glow, but what significance would such a minor detail have? It's extremely significant, your Prosecutor Steelwind. If the witness did see a blue magical glow, then he must have witnessed another spell at the scene. Preposterous, you don't have any evidence to back up that claim. That blue light made a large impression on the witness. He wrote it down in his notebook and he specifically mentioned the color. There's no way he would have been mistaken about something like that. So what did you really see, Mr. Rudolph? Did you see my client at the scene casting a spell that she couldn't possibly cast? Or did you see another mage at the scene? Well, Your Honor, the defense has no right to accuse the witness like this. Let me remind you that perjury is a crime, Mr. Rudolph. If you are found to have lied in your testimony, you will be prosecuted. No, wait, please. Now that is quite enough of that. Alrighty. We already got him out here. We already got the murderer out here. Let's go. Let's go. Pierce, meanwhile, shoves the still flustered Rudolph off the stand. Like, get out of here, bitch. Just pushes him off. I will not stand by while you harass my servant. Pierce, we discussed this. There is no need for you to take the stand. Nonsense. I have nothing to hide. Nonsense. I know you do. If you had done your job properly, I wouldn't have needed to intervene. What is the meaning of this, Miss Steelwind? Who is this man? This is Garrick Pierce, Your Honor. That is Lord Garrick Pierce to you, Steelwind. I am the honorable heir to the Pierce noble house. In any case, I must apologize. I'm afraid that these misunderstandings are entirely my fault. What do you mean? You see, Rudolph wasn't the one who witnessed the crime that fateful night. It was me. I was the one who witnessed the crime. I had my driver report the body so that I could remain anonymous. What? Are you saying you had Rudolph lie for you? You know what? For the first time, probably, this guy's not lying. He did have Rudolph lie for him. He's just lying a little bit with omission. He's lying for him not because of he witnessed the crime scene, but because he was the murderer of said crime scene. I simply dictated to him what I saw and had him repeat that to law enforcement. It simply wouldn't do for a member of nobility to appear publicly in court. I can't be around the pores, right? Lord Pierce, regardless of your intentions, this is a very clear act of perjury. God fucking damn it. I understand, and I will accept the consequences of that. What fucking consequences? But I would be remiss if Rudolph's shoddy testimony allowed that girl to escape her crimes. Please let me testify as to what I saw that night. Oh, and you just know her mom may be in there, and she's just gonna be like, this bitch not only accidentally killed my husband's sister years ago, but is now accusing my adoptive daughter of being my husband's killer. She must be fuming. Because they're childhood friends of people who came in late. Garrick Pierce, the victim. So the murderer, the victim, and the victim's wife were all childhood friends. Which honestly, I mean, I'm not sure how that works in math, but yeah. Well, I'm thinking about that. 52, 38, and 46, but you know, them and the victim's daughter, sorry, the victim's sister were all friends. And then he snuck out when he was a kid. He was like, look what magic I can do. If you ever seen Avatar, that one scene where Aang accidentally uses firebending for the first time when he's practicing and then burns Katara. Yeah, that shit. Yeah, he did that, but unlike Katara, the sister did not recover. So, hence, this guy hates mages because of him. And this guy killed him. Very well. This is highly irregular, but I believe the court will benefit from hearing your testimony. However, know that this misconduct has hurt your credibility. Very well. Okay. On the night of the murder, I found myself unable to sleep, so I went onto a leisurely carriage ride around Cornhaven. I happened to be passing by the McCoy Tavern when I heard a loud commotion from within the building. Curious, I stopped my carriage and took a single step inside the establishment. That is when I saw the scene inside. I saw the defendant stabbing the poor man twice with a sword. Garrick Pierce, he's a member of the nobility. That means he's probably a mage, right? And he's the only other mage that was there that night. Does that mean? There's no doubt about it. He's the only person that could have left a trace of transmutation in the body. He has to be the mage we're looking for. Ooh. Sorry, this must be a lot for you right now. Don't worry about me. Focus on taking him down. Okay. Pressing everything just like an old tradition. It seems like a strange way to pass the time. The witness's eccentricities are beside the point. What matters is that he was clearly at the scene. I wouldn't quite put it that way, but nevertheless, I'm guessing this commotion was the argument between my client and the victim. One would conclude that, yes. As we all know, both of them became quite loud during their argument. It's not unreasonable to say that the witness heard them from this carriage. If he was at the tavern entrance, that would mean he was here. Okay. You saw the entire scene from the tavern entrance? It'd be quite dark considering the lights weren't operational, even if my client was using Mageblade at the time. Ah, of course, I'd forgotten that detail. I couldn't see what was happening, so I used my magic to illuminate the scene. You used magic at the crime scene? Yes, I remember clearly. I conjured a blue light to illuminate the scene. That same blue light must have been what my driver saw. I thought that Rudolph didn't witness the crime at all. If I had to guess, Mr. Rudolph must have seen the blue light from the carriage. He must have made that detail a part of his testimony earlier. But anyways, which spell did you use to illuminate the crime scene? It was a conjure light spell. Okay. For the duration of the spell, a mote of magical light appears in the caster's hand. The color of the light is chosen by the caster and can be changed at will for the spell's duration. This mode of light provides illumination up to 15 feet of the caster. 15 feet? Five feet. 1, 2, 3, 4. Bro! You couldn't see jack shit. Still. Your Honor, if the witness used magic at the crime scene, then I'd like for his spell compendium to be added to the court record. I see no reason to invade the witness's privacy over a trivial illumination spell. I agree. The defense would need a stronger reason to requisition the witness's spell compendium. Right you are, Your Honor. Your wisdom is truly fitting of your station. Ugh, ass kisser. Objection! Okay. Lord Pierce, you said that you illuminated the scene from the tavern entrance, and you only took a single step into the building? Of course. I remember it very clearly. I stood only at the entrance. In that case, I'd like for you to take a look at the map of the tavern. This guy looks like he should be smart, but he's actually quite fucking dumb. If you take a look at this map, that would place you right here where the W is. Am I correct? Of course, I was. I do not know what you wish to achieve by making me repeat that fact. Well, I find it interesting that you illuminated the crime scene from all the way back there, considering that conjure light only illuminates an area within 15 feet. What? The spell's range is irrelevant. We've already established that the victim would have been illuminated by Mage Blade. During his testimony, Lord Pierce clearly stated that he couldn't see what was happening. That's why he cast conjure light in the first place. However, conjure light doesn't work like a normal source of light. It only provides illumination up to 15 feet of the caster and no further. That's not that great, honestly, especially at night. If he had stayed at the 15 feet is... I'm looking around my room to see what I consider to be 15 feet. Okay, 15 feet's not that bad, actually. If he had stayed at the entrance, his spell wouldn't have done anything to help illuminate the scene. But what does this mean? Lord Pierce, did you illuminate the crime scene or not? Well, I can answer that question for you, Your Honor. Lord Pierce did illuminate the scene of the crime. He illuminated it because he was standing right where it happened. Mr. Cuthbert, are you trying to say that Lord Pierce was that close to where the murder occurred? How would that be possible? What do you mean, how would that be possible? Well, there's only one way that the scenario would make sense, Your Honor. And that would be if Garrick Pierce was the one who murdered Flintheart McCoy. Once again, it's our job as a defense attorney to find a murderer. Hold on for a moment. This is absurd. I could have easily used a different spell to illuminate the room. And which spell would that be, Pierce? The name escapes me. I'm not sure which one it was now that I think about it. You idiot. Well, maybe we can figure it out together. When you relinquish your spell compendium to the court. What? This is a clear violation of my privacy. Steelwind, why aren't you objecting to this? Oh, he is a fucking idiot. Okay. If you had listened to my instructions, you wouldn't be in this situation. You made your bed, now lie in it. Steelwind, you treacherous... Don't... That's enough. It appears the prosecution has no objections. With everything that has occurred, I must ask that Lord Pierce relinquish his spell compendium to the court. Prestidigitation, conjure light, conjure water, frost wave, and shape liquid. We saw him explode the when we saw the murder happen, we saw him explode the bottle, but we didn't see the actual moment of impact. So maybe okay, prestidigitation. The caster casts a simple and harmless visual effect around their hand. The effect will last for as long as they maintain concentration of the spell. Conjure water. Causes water to magically flow out of the caster's hand. This water will flow so long as the caster remains concentration on the spell. Fuck, what did I see him do? Frostwave. Anything caught within range is hit with a blast of extreme cold air. Liquids hit will immediately be frozen, and organic life will immediately enter stages of hypothermia. It could also be Frostwave. Shape liquid. While concentrating on the spell, the caster can magically manipulate up to 10 liters of liquid and form it into complex shapes. At any time, the caster is able to choose to freeze the liquid. Okay, so yeah, alright. And solidify its current shape. While frozen, the caster can also choose to make the liquid instantaneously melt. Oh, god damn it. If it's shaped liquid, that's gonna be a bitch. Because he could have destroyed the... what's it called? Lotus juice, right? He could have shaped the liquid in the lotus juice to have it be something that stabs right through him because he was holding the lotus juice on the moment of his death. Oh, that would be... oh, that'd be so sad. Because then she would have found out that he killed her. So she would have found out that he killed him using something that he was going to give to her. Ah, man. Okay. Good job, Tyrion. We got his spell compendium. Okay. Your Honor, I've looked at the spells in Lord Pierce's compendium. Conjure Light is the only spell Conjure Light is the only spell that he can cast that would shed a blue light. This renders his testimony and many of his statements false. Your Honor, Lord Pierce could very well be a suspect in the murder of Flintheart McCoy. The defense argues that this presents enough reasonable doubt to acquit the defendant. Bullshit! Okay, now bullshit on our side. I acknowledge that Lord Pierce's actions are quite suspect. However, I will not pass a verdict just yet. There is much more we need to learn. What? That's not how it works. No, that is how it works. We proved that there's a reasonable doubt. That should be enough to acquit me, right? No. In a normal sense, maybe, but it's different for this trial. The public won't accept an unsolved homicide involving magic. As we can unequivocally prove your innocence, the court will keep drawing out this case. What? But that's not fair. Welcome to Tyrion Cuthbert, attorney of the Arcane. That's just how the system works. Our court system doesn't exist to exact justice. It exists so that the kingdom can save face. No. It's like real life. However, the court will be suspending the trial of McCoy until further notice. That is, until Lord Pierce can be investigated as a possible suspect.
Objection!
Oh, thank God. I want to do another fucking day of this. A possible suspect? The very idea of that is preposterous, Your Honor. Let's revisit the basic facts of this case, shall we? Flintheart McCoy was murdered using a blade with a transmutation spell active on it. Mr. Cuthbert, why don't you tell me the spells that Lord Pierce knows? Alright. Spells are... Transmutation... Oh, okay. You got 2 spells with transmutation on them, okay? Don't you try to bullshit me and be like, he has no transmutation spells. His spells are Prestidigitation, Conjure Light, Conjure Water, Frostwave, and Shape Liquid. You realize it too, haven't you? Lord Pierce doesn't know any transmutation spells that can be channeled through a solid object. Okay, but counterpoint. Stabs them and uses the water, stabs through them again with the sword. The water gets onto the sword. The water itself has transmuted. That means the sword itself can be transmuted? What? That can't be right. Ha, you're right. You're absolutely right, Lady Steelwind. I couldn't have possibly committed the murder. I see. With that in mind, that would leave the defendant as the only possible killer. But he was the only other mage there. He has to be the real murderer. But he doesn't know any transmutation spells that can affect a solid object. We can't prove that he stabbed him while casting magic. Wait, hold on now. Both of these are transmutation. Not only that, but these make solid objects. Liquid state would be immediately frozen. Organic life would immediately enter stages of hypothermia. Those are solid objects. If you make something frozen, it's a solid object. And this solidifies water, which would make it a solid object, which would also be transmutation magic. What are you smoking? Wait a minute. How did he do it then? The defense did cast some doubt on the witness's testimony. Nevertheless, I must conclude that he cannot have possibly committed the murder. With that in mind, please wait, Your Honor. We still can't conclude that Lord Pierce couldn't have committed the crime. What are you going on about? What are you on about? Lady Steelwind said it herself, you commoner. I don't know any spells that can be channeled through a metal blade. You didn't use a metal blade, did you? There we go. Oh, now you're afraid. What nonsense is this? The autopsy report clearly states that the wound was created by a blade. If you didn't channel magic through a blade, how could you have possibly committed the crime? Yes, your claim seems quite contrary to the facts thus far, Mr. Cuthbert. Oh, we actually gonna do the logic thing in here? Okay. Which spell would Lord Pierce have possibly used to kill the victim? I feel like Frostwave just makes things cold. But Shape Liquid, though, I feel like is more the case of what we've seen. You see, Your Honor, Garrick Pierce didn't kill the victim using a sword. He killed him using an object shaped exactly like a sword. What? I'm afraid I don't quite understand, Mr. Cuthbert. I'd like for the court to take a look at Lord Pierce's spell compendium. Garrick Pierce knows a seemingly insignificant spell called Shape Liquid. With it, he can control a body of water and shape it to any complex shape he wants. Then he can freeze that liquid, maintaining its current shape, and shape like a sword. What? No. Is it possible that he... What do you have to say for yourself, Lord Pierce? What do I have to say? We get a finishing blow? We get an argument for a finishing blow? Let's fucking go! Alright. I'll tell you exactly what I have to say, you commoner. I'm not the one on trial here. We're here because that bastard child didn't know her place. She's just a peasant, yet she still learned the arcane arts. And look what happened. That girl used our holy arts to murder her father in a fit of rage. Oh. Oh, I see. And how, pray tell, did you see everything? If you recall, you testified that you only took a single step inside the inn. but you would have needed to within 15 feet to see my client with conjure light. This again. If you're going to keep treading on that one detail, then I admit it. I stepped further into the inn. I kept that detail out of my testimony, all because I knew that you'd use it to cast suspicion on me. Lord Pierce. But you didn't just keep that detail from your testimony, did you? You testified the opposite. That makes you guilty of committing perjury. No, I mean, you miserable wretch. And let's not stop there. For your story to be true, you would have needed to be within 15 feet of my client. According to your testimony, my client had just finished committing a murder. Wouldn't she have noticed you? If you were that close, then you would have surely been close enough to apprehend her. So why didn't you? Don't you have a duty to your citizens? Shut up. Shut your dirty peasant mouth. That woman was armed. I had no reason to put my life in danger. I was terrified when I saw her holding that bloody sword. My life was in danger. I go down. Is it just the sword? Oh, with the crime scene. But that can't be right, can it, Lord Pierce? Because the sword was already in the body already. This photo of the crime scene shows that the sword was left in the victim's body. Gotcha. How could you still be? How could she still be wielding her sword if she left it there? What I? Oh, damn you! Damn you! Steelwind, why aren't you saying anything? What? Lord Pierce, please pull yourself together. How can I remain calm while this charlatan is trying to frame me? This is a complete travesty of our justice system. No, it's the right way. Welcome to the courts. What do you get instead? A slander from some lowly defense attorney. You talk about justice, but you've committed several acts of perjury to twist the outcome of this trial. You're clearly not acting in good faith. You don't care about justice, you want to further your agenda. So admit it, Pierce, you created a makeshift sword using shape liquid and you used it to impale Flintheart. You shoved my client's sword into the wound while the remnants of the real murder weapon evaporated. It was a perfect crime, wasn't it? Haha. What? Ha. Lord Pierce, my apologies, Your Honor. It is that I realized something absolutely hilarious. The defense put forward an interesting theory, but there's one problem with it. And what's that? I think you said it yourself. Okay. You see, it would have been a perfect crime, because any evidence to support that theory would have been evaporated with that frozen blade. What? So even she's like, bitch, evidence shows that you're guilty, but he knows that the truth is out there, but evidence shows technically that he's not guilty because he covered it all up. No. Then that means there'll be nothing left of the murder weapon. You've spun quite the tale here today, but in the end, you don't have a shred of evidence to support it, do you? You have nothing on me. Isn't there anything we can do? Tyrion? What is this? You can glare at me all you want. It won't change the fact that you've lost. I despise people like you. You twist the system to serve your own ends. You trample on the lives of innocent people. But as long as I'm here, I will never let that happen again.
Naught can remain concealed.
This is voice acted? What did I just do? Empowered Eye. You've activated the Empowered Eye. With it, you'll be able to do more than see the witness's thoughts. You'll also be able to affect what they think about. Project items into Pierce's mind to evoke thoughts from him. You will want to project items that make him think about the murder. Evoking the right thoughts will raise your insight. Once the insight gauge is filled, you have everything you need to implicate him. Oh, okay. The sword. What an innate sword. I wonder how common like her attain such a thing. I wonder if the Inquisition will let me have it once the girl is convicted. Lotus juice. Why am I thinking of such a thing? What? Related to the murder? The map? I am present. Oh, hold on. Shape liquid. After all the trouble I went to, I can't believe that lawyer figured out the spell I used. Well, no matter. It's not as if there's any evidence to prove that I used it. I'm lucky that old fool had a bottle of water with him. Well then, as riveting as this has been, I believe it's time for me to take my leave. Now wait a minute, Pierce. What is it now, you wretch? I'll say it as many times as you need to hear. You're right, Pierce. If you did use shape liquid on a body of water, the murder weapon would have evaporated entirely. Ah, it seems you finally gotten that back through your thick head. Bravo. So once again, I knew it. First off, I knew that he used that fucking stuff on him. It was, and I knew it was gonna be sad. I said it earlier that he would have used shape water on the fucking lotus juice, which means that the thing that he was gonna give to her to make up for their fight, he used to kill him, which is a sad state of affairs. But that's also, and I knew that this was going to be him doing that was going to be his undoing. That bottle, his love for her was going to be his undoing. Bravo. But let's not get ahead of ourselves, Pierce. What if you didn't use shape liquid on a body of water? What if it was another type of liquid? What are you going on about? Pierce, shape liquid doesn't just work on water. It works on all kinds of liquids. The shattered bottle contained liquid that you cast your spell on, didn't it? That bottle. Pierce, I found the shattered bottle on the ground near the victim's body. I wonder what caused it to shatter. You must have decided to use any liquid you could find. Luckily for you, the victim was holding the perfect quantity of liquid in his hands. I wonder, Lord Pierce, if we had someone analyze the broken pieces of this bottle, would we find traces of transmutation magic? You little. That still proves nothing. So what if there are traces of magic on the shattered bottle? You still don't have a murder weapon. I wasn't finished, Pierce. What? You see, the liquid contained in this bottle wasn't water. It was soda. So what difference does that make? That means there's gonna be, if you find soda in the wound, then that means you know that that was the case. If it's water found in the body, that's one thing. Yeah, that's just anything. But if you find soda in the body, a blade of ice made out of water would have evaporated entirely. But a blade of ice made out of soda would leave a bottle of dried residue. No, it can't be. I wonder why there'd be such a circular trace of magic under the body. If we check the outline of that trace, I bet we find a dried puddle of soda residue. That would prove that you used your magic on that soda. There's your murder weapon, Pierce. And that's checkmate. Bailiff, tell Orm to analyze the crime scene at once. We must determine if this puddle of soda residue exists. The time window to find traces of magic is closing. So, we had our team search the crime scene for that soda puddle. I really can't believe it, but we found it. In fact, the outline of the dried soda lines up exactly with the outline of the trace of the transmutation magic. We checked the broken bottle, too. There were traces of transmutation magic on it as well. There's no doubt about it. Someone used magic on that soda. And why didn't you notice that before? I see. Thank you, Worm. Please escort Lord Pierce back to the stand. So, how are things going, your lordship? What do you have to say for yourself, Pierce? What do you think you've accomplished here today? Do you honestly think you can indict me? I'm an aristocrat from the highest echelons of our society. That fool of a man was an insurgent. He was a threat to society, and I did my civic duty by removing him. Ooh!
Objection!
Bailiff, please escort the witness to a holding cell. Steelwind? First-degree murder is punishable by execution, Lord Pierce. I suggest you remain silent, lest you incriminate yourself further. What? You can't be serious. Shut your insidious mouth. Well, what are you all waiting for? Take him away. Yes, take him away at once. I can't believe it. We actually won. Tyrion, You don't need to say anything. Your face says it all. Thank you. You've more than exceeded my expectations today. Miss Timora. I'll be honest. When I realized that the murder weapon evaporated, I thought that the case was shot. I can't believe you were able to turn that around. It was just luck. If he had used water, we would have been done for. It had nothing to do with luck. You were able to deduce which liquid he used, and you did it just by looking at a few shards of broken glass. Your skills of deduction never cease to amaze me. You are all quite lively. There's no need for such hostility, though I wouldn't expect any less from the Hound of the Eye Taker. Tried to protect herself from my eye? I must admit, I was hoping to test my blade against you directly. However, your protege proved to be the worthy adversary. Thank you? Is this some kind of game to you? You talk about trials as if there's some kind of competition. Your action almost condemned an innocent woman to death. Our system operates by having two powers of opposition. When those powers are balanced, justice prevails. Make no mistake, your victory today was our system working as intended. Ha! Working as intended. You know very well our system only exists to protect your people. I know. In any case, it looks like we'll be facing each other more frequently in the future. I look forward to doing battle with you again, Tyrion Cuthbert. Well, that kind of killed the mood, didn't it? Not at all. I think we should celebrate. Oh? What did you have in mind? There's this amazing restaurant in the upper quarter of the capital city. Do they serve burgers or ramen noodles? They usually only serve nobles, but let anyone in if they have enough gold. Wait, do we have enough gold? Of course we do. Don't worry about the details. I'll handle everything. And so began my journey into the world of law and magic. Our justice system is rotten to its core, and I'll have many trials ahead. Regardless, I'll keep fighting on and get justice for every one of my clients. I did it! I beat the first episode. Out of 5. This feeling, I knew it. His radiant soul has finally awakened. I can't believe it. I've been waiting for so long. I can't wait for the day when I can see his eyes draped in agony. Is it like girl from my dreams? My nightmares? Okay. Alrighty. Well, that was the first case out of 5, which they've always put out there. 5 cases. They literally, it says load game. Hold on. Oh, I see. You can just like pick the case. It says new game, new episode. I see how it is. So, yeah, they literally have 5 cases right here. Hey, that's the title of the game. Anyway, we're gonna find someone to raid because it is high time that I retire for the night. I don't know, maybe play some Hunk Shoe Star Rail. Let's see. Let's go say hi to. Let's okay. Say hi to Flashy, who's just chilling. Okay. Yeah, that sounds like a good idea. Okay. I'm gonna put myself right here. All right. So, let's see what we have for the rest of the week. So, yesterday we did some Nausea. Today we did some Tyrion Cuthbert. Tomorrow, Metal Gear Solid 4 again. Not on Thursdays, but on Wednesday. Thursday, Metal Wolf Chaos XD. I'm not sure if I can be able to beat all of it in one sitting or if I'm going to want to, depending on how I feel that day. And then Saturday, I'm not sure what I want to do. I may play some more FF14. I may do Donkey Country. I may play another game. I'm not sure. We will up in the air. I may actually have that stream today. I think I mentioned yesterday that I may not have a stream on Saturday because I may just want to chill after streaming for so long, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, and a very big stream on Thursday. But we'll see until then. Anyway, thank you for coming in, watching. I'll see you all around tomorrow. Thank you for watching the VOD, if there exists a VOD. And thank you for coming by. Yeah, good night.